Oh, we have two participants. We wanted to see what I know who some folks are, so go to attendees. I know Chris, okay, I know, so that's fine. I know what he's here for. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the zoning citation hearings for Wednesday, May 15th. We have 13 items on the agenda. If you do have a older copy of the agenda, 19 Elmwood has come off, so that would cause a disparity between 14 and 13 items. If you are looking for that one, 19 Elmwood will be back on in June, unless something drastic happens. Okay, so, without further ado, Counselor?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Attorney Gary Oberst, I'm the hearing officer for today. To my right, representing the city of Norwalk, is John Hayducky, deputy zoning inspector. Currently, his fan club isn't here today.
Nope, Tammy is not here today,
Oh, nobody's here.
so I just have Ian helping me out.
Okay, and so John's right is Ian Hall, who's also a deputy zoning inspector. And that's all we've got. That's the whole team. When I call your matter, you can take a seat at the table or you can zoom in or phone in. And if you're interested in the matter, but you're not, it's not you, you can still speak on it. The city presents its findings, and the people who are cited will have an opportunity to be heard. Then I wrote down here, I will hear any interesting party. I gotta fix that. That's it.
We're all interested,
Actually,
we're all interested.
and then we try to reach a solution, and if you have any questions, bring them to my attention. When I call your matter. Have anybody represented by council?
Shockingly today, Counselor, no, we do
Okay,
not even anywhere on the agenda unless it is unknown.
there's one live body.
We have one here, so let's reward the attendee. This is 215 Martin Luther King Drive.
Okay.
And here's the previous decision form. And here's the notes from the previous hearing. Why is it blue?
I have no idea.
I just click it, just like, there.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay.
I'll just note for anybody at home, I do apologize, there's some sort of a event or conference that's going on across the hall here. We have to keep our door open because this is a public hearing. If anybody cannot hear any testimony or anything of significance here that you wish to hear, please raise your hand or just let us know and we will try our best to fix that.
We're in Capital Group Holdings LLC, sir. Representing Capital Group?
I am, yes.
Okay, would you raise your hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Thank you. Here's Mr. Hayducky.
All right, very good. So, as a matter of housekeeping and, point of order, we had to send a, hearing notice to the property owner because, this was here last in April and, there was nobody here representing, so we had to send a hearing notice for today.
Okay.
So I'm gonna present that now. So there's the hearing notice with today's date and time and there you go. And so just to point out, on the second page of the hearing notice, here, this is Dan here from Two Men in a Truck. That is the tenant in question. The ownership is an LLC in North Carolina. So Dan is here representing on the business's behalf, the owner's behalf.
Okay, do you have any objection to notice, Mr. Conlon?
I do not.
Okay, so fine notice. Here we got notice.
Excellent. So, you know, complete on, so the last time we were here again was, April 17th. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. So, when we were here, the violation, continued. This is for occupancy of a property with no zoning approval.
Right.
And, so basically the cure is getting a zoning approval and, certificate of occupancy. And last but not least, there was a contingent fine placed on the property back in, January. That was, I believe, the first time we were here was in January or thereabouts. A 10,000 contingent fine, not assessed, was placed to try and move us along a little bit.
Okay,
So the only update I have on this is a pretty simple presentation for me. Is that we have, no, we don't have an application in as of yet. And that, like I said, that's pure. The, application involves, just as a reminder for the hearing officer and those at home, is, that a zoning commission approval is a special permit. The use is allowed, storage of commercial vehicles and a moving business, that is allowed in the zone. Just need to get a, special permit. And that's really it. Once, it's allowed use, as long as the zoning commission is happy with it, they can get an approval. It's a matter of getting through that.
this time was October 4th.
Well, that's when, I think that's when we first got the,
Here as April 7th, I'm sorry,
yeah, April 17th.
4/17, okay. So that's a month,
Right, and then they're here in January as well.
okay. So. What has happened?
Well, a lot, actually. So we've been in communications with the builder. I mean, we're still looking at probably a 2 to 3 year build out process. But we've been the builder has been going back and forth with Mr. Wilbur, Duran,
Duran, yeah.
regarding like sewage, and how we would connect to that. Eversource and Frontier added 2 new, telephone poles, if you will, on Knapp Street, which is a street, where we would be able to get power from eventually. And we've been in talks with our builder on figuring out kind of what the building's gonna look like, you know, surveying and all that. Really, I think we just kind of wanna know too, because we're gonna be operating out of that trailer for probably 2.5, 3 years. So we don't know where things are gonna be, where the building's gonna be, how, like the fence, the street, we're not gonna know where any of that is. So I don't know, because a lot of the special permit application that we've been going through asks for a lot of details that we just aren't going to know for 2 to 3 years out. And so really, we're just looking for some sort of approval to park our trucks in a construction trailer.
So that is possible. So
Okay.
basically, the use that you're looking for is the technical use is a commercial vehicle storage yard. That's the
Okay,
technical term. And in that definition, it's, basically a commercial vehicle parking lot.
yeah,
And it has the option with or without structures. So
Okay.
you can make the application
without,
without a permanent structure.
Okay.
You can definitely mention the trailer there and mark it on your plan that there is a temporary
yes,
trailer here.
okay,
If you have a rough idea where the building would, like a rough idea, you could include that, because that may
Okay.
be a question that pops up, but,
okay,
but you can still make the application even if you do not have a permanent building there.
okay. So with those questions asking regarding like building or that type of stuff specifically, we can say for future use or like not
Correct.
applicable or,
Right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, for future considerations.
okay, yeah, because we have, you know, build out plans from our builder
Yeah.
and communications and all that. It's just, we would like for that to be the case, but it might change, you know, again, because it's probably a 3 year process at this point.
What kept that from happening already?
Really, it was, finding power lines. Eversource and Frontier eventually said they weren't going to cover that, and it would have been a 200 plus $100,000 kind of build out. Because we're not allowed to have, I guess, power lines or poles or on Martin Luther King. They have to be on different streets, and then we have to pull from that, and the power companies weren't gonna do that.
That is correct. Anywhere in the future reference on the language, remember it, but Martin Luther King no longer would, any new lots that are developed, Eversource and, the telecommunication companies are not permitting, overhead transmission wires. So anything that has to be pulled from the neighboring streets and underground, pretty much is what it has to be.
Mm.
And when are we coming back here again to tell me what's going on?
Well, I would say if we, given the knowledge now that you can make an application.
Yeah, knowing
Without
that.
the building or just showing temporary building on there.
We can do that.
I think it'd be appropriate, I think you can easily get an application in 60 to 90 days.
Okay.
Easily, and then even at that point, if we were to continue 60 to 90 days, if it's complete, we have two zoning commission hearings a month.
Okay,
So there is a fair likelihood with a complete application and a proper continuance, we may actually have an application in front of the commission by the time you come back here.
okay.
So if we do that, what's the next step to get this application to the next?
But once the application is once the application is reviewed by our planners to give to the,
When can we have that?
that would be up to the applicant.
Well, knowing kind of how we can file an application specifically for commercial vehicle parking, in a temporary office space, then, I mean, we can hopefully get that done ASAP. Knowing that we can get around a lot of this other,
Give me a time frame.
I'd have to speak with the owner. I mean, I think 60, 90 days is a reasonable timeline.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that nothing happens in 60 or 90 days.
Well, that's fair, but I think if we give the,
Put a $10,000 fine in here and nothing happened.
well, maybe, like, so maybe if we put it to 90 days and we maybe up the contingent fine, not an assessed fine, but the contingent fine,
Mhm.
a little bit, that may get the, I hate to put this, where you're, next up.
Yeah,
to
the owner.
Kind of, the owner to move this along a little
Yeah.
bit, of a bigger number. It's not assessed, so they don't owe anything. But knowing that if nothing is done, or very minimal is done, by
Yeah.
the time we come back, that big number could be something that's owed to the city.
Yeah. I mean, the business itself has been in Norwalk for 25 years and we want to continue to do business, and now that we
We
have.
want to keep it.
No, I know, so believe me,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obey the regulation.
First call out of here is gonna be the owner, and we're gonna get this.
So when do you want to
sorted
continue this to? When do you want to continue?
out. I mean, if we can do 60, 90, or if you wanna do 90.
Fine with me, that's fine with me, that'll allow for a good review from our planners, I believe, get everything else, I think you would be the first application in
Okay,
under this new use. So
Okay,
I think that
perfect.
they may take a slightly longer time to
Okay.
review, just to make sure that you got
Okay.
everything. Not that one. I'll take that. Just make sure nobody else popped in for that particular, oh, we have,
Cool.
hang on.
Oh, we're getting people.
Who we got Chris, Donnelly, at least, all right, if anybody at home, I know two there, I'm not sure if, Lisa's in for this particular one, but if you, wanna comment on this one, raise your hand and we'll let you in. Going once, going twice. Right, okay, so. There so yeah, you can exit out of just MLK.
Regulation.
Stop share screen, yeah. There you go.
And then.
So 3 months would be August. We don't actually do not have an August date at the moment, so we can pick one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if you don't mind clicking the calendar on the bottom, just so we can get the dates there, go to August.
August 14th.
Let me make sure, August 14th,
No holidays.
yeah, make sure no holidays up there. Actually, right in the middle of everything, look at that, so I don't see any issues with the 14th, so, I'm. Actually, the 7th and the 21st, I'm not here, so the 14th makes actually good sense. Actually works. We'll do that. Start there.
May I come in?
I just have a seat on the side. Already got it.
Or from 8/14/24. Oral notice, that means I'm telling you now, we're not gonna send another notice.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess,
Get it get it in your calendar.
yeah, put that.
30 grand to do.
I know, that's a scary number, I mean, 15 scary. Okay,
All right, let's see you take care of this.
yes, sir,
All right, all set.
thank you so much,
We'll be in touch.
absolutely,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you. We got. Yeah, so it looks like we got a couple more attendees. I thought we were gonna just have one, so we got a few more coming in.
Come in person to get to the head of the line.
Yep, that's true.
This
Let me get
goes
this
with
in.
that file.
Oh, it does go. Nope, this is 23.
Three Lincoln.
Yep,
Come on down.
come on down. Yeah.
Is that music?
And I don't think.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Let's see. Here. Here's the last one. And here is the
That's it.
notes from last time. So, yeah, so I'm gonna pull up, so you gotta open the.
Already up.
Oh, it is, okay, very good,
Thank you. And boom.
fantastic.
Vous êtes en famille,
Thank you.
et vous dites sortir. On y a en bas. Est-ce que toute chambre c'est. Non, là-bas. Ok.
Ready, Council? Do you wanna swear in the, other side? Oh, the new one, that's the old one. And this is the new one.
Okay, would you please introduce yourselves?
Yes, sir. My name is Marie Henry. I am the consultant. Helping. The owner, sorry, I had to ask him. his proper name. Mr. Ceylon J.
Oh, we have this one.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
est-ce que vous voyez la vérité et seulement la vérité?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So another relatively straightforward, presentation here, just again, as a matter of, housekeeping, matter of order. Last time, we were here was in April. The property owner was not here at the, hearing, so we had to send a notice. And, so there it is. Ian's absolutely blasting through this right now, but that's fine. So we go all the way up to, there's today's date right there, May 15th, 3 PM. Sent via certified mail and constable service, and Constable Bondi service is right there, boat service. We have the owner here.
You got this notice.
Yes, they're all here.
Okay, so notice is.
Very good. Okay, so basically what this is, we had a issue of occupancy in the basement of the property, which the health department deemed a rooming house situation. So that was forwarded to us as an improper rooming house. The occupancy has been resolved as there is nobody living in there. There's no actual physical person in there. However, all the records, that we have at City Hall show the basement to be unfinished. So if they wish to put finished space, whether it be a recreation space, a bedroom, or anything like that, permit is needed because this is greater than a single family. we need a permit to show the, measurements of the bedroom and egress and things like that. So when it goes through the proper, departments, building, health, in addition to us, what was created as safe and,
But they don't have to do that if they don't.
they do, but the rooms are existing, so they would have to then remove the rooms.
Okay, so the violation as it stands is not, there's nobody living there, it's just we've got rooms that,
Or that may possibly be not the code,
so,
and in this space that's been designated as unfinished.
what's your intention with the property?
I'm aware and I've dealt with, the owner of the property, that, the basement is currently vacant. As we proposed last time, we're using it as storage, and also as Mr. Zoning has mentioned, there's no egress, option as far as to make it livable. Therefore, at the moment, it's storage, there's no one living there, and we'll follow the protocol as if in the future the owner decide to make it a livable space. So we'll have to do permit to follow proper procedure for that to happen. But now we're clear.
Well, now you've got rooms that are in violation.
We have about 2 rooms. They are in such a way called as violation. If we were to keep occupants there and the window, they don't have egress window, and we understand that we're not gonna use as bedroom or livable space due to that factor. So, right now we leave it as such just to remedy the current situation. And, he said he won't be doing anything other than the status as it is right now. If he ever have the intention,
So
that
how
could
does that, this right now is in violation?
right now, based on what I understood, there are 2 rooms downstairs. Because he had occupants in there, they are in violation of egress. Am I correct so far?
Yep.
So now we remove the occupant. We understand, based on the information that were provided, that what egress mean. So we surely know we can't put any occupant in there because there's no way, no mean of egress. So it's considered as storage as we speak. If we have
You're
to remove
considering
some,
it storage.
excuse me,
You are considering it storage.
Yes,
The
sir.
city is not considering it storage.
But
may I propose?
if I think maybe a little clarification, what we could do here is if it's truly being used for storage,
Right,
then perhaps a alternative to a permit or to getting the plans and all these together is an inspection
right,
to document that the rooms that are being used down there are clearly for storage. This way we can document that. You don't need a permit to have storage rooms in your basement. We need to make sure things like there are no deadbolt doors on them. There is no locking mechanism on those rooms. You can have a door, but you can't have it separated. So if we can do a thorough inspection and document that they're clearly for storage and there's no separation to create separate living
living
space,
arrangement, yes.
then that could also resolve the matter. Because you do not need a permit to have a storage space in the basement.
That work for you?
Yes, sir.
Can we schedule an inspection while we're here?
Yes, sir.
We could do that.
Mhm.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
After the inspection, what's gonna happen a few months from now? How are we gonna start?
Well, the idea is by this route, it's not the typical permitting route where you have follow-ups with the building department and all that. Basically, what it would be is we have the documentation of those rooms showing there's no, separation locks. There's no occupation, so no beds, no couches, no cooking facilities, microwaves, anything like that. And we have that documented. Now, the only negative from a, perspective from the city, the only drawback to that is we would not go back out unless we receive another complaint or another, city agency receives a complaint and they forward it on to us that is being used. as
Being
living
used other
space.
than what
Because
is.
then we'd have to go back and inspect at that point, and it makes it difficult for the property owner at that point. a little, because we have the documentation from this date on this inspection, it was in compliance, and now it's no longer in compliance, so that makes sending a notice and a citation real easy.
Could we keep the file open for a period of time and re-inspect later?
The state does allow for 6 months for a file to be open without a decision. So we could leave it open and do a periodic inspection
Right,
over the next 6 months.
Right.
So we can do something in the immediate future to get it perhaps off of the hearing agenda.
yes, sir.
And then maybe once a month or once every 6 weeks, we arrange an inspection.
Yeah.
And I'll maybe include the health department as well to make sure everything is still and after the 6 months, if we're in compliance still, we'll still have the documentation of the 5, 6, 7 inspections.
Right.
That's documented, we'll close it and
Matter.
see what happens.
If you decide you want to do something else with it, you'll just apply.
Yes, sir.
But
Understood.
you're not, you don't have to do it now if we do it this way.
Yes.
It just sounds like a good solution to me.
So we could, yeah, go ahead, yes, absolutely.
Et yo dis que, même chose à l'homme qui a le caméra. Et bien, je fais
Just make sure.
Pour faire une porte, on va avec on va avec carbone, on va faire un frigidaire, microwave, ok? So, ça fait clair. Que, il y a un peu, si c'est vrai, ok? Il y a pas finalisé tout bagage, je veux dire, mais après 6 mois, ok? Il y a bon n'importe 4 ou 5 inspections comme ça, puis il va checker sous changer. Si vous pendant 6 mois, l'inspection peut pas changer, alors il y a retirer tout le bagage, on va venir encore. Après 6 mois, on va pas quitter le monde. Ok. Là, si vous voulez faire le tourneur, comme si vous famille ou whatever, vous supposez il et puis nous appliquer pour permis. Yes. Parce que dans le document, il y a un basement unfinished qui pas fini. So, si vous besoin d'un bagage qui est finish, vous supposez appliquer pour un permis, building permis, etc., pour faire les gars.
Yeah.
C'est sous changer,
C'est
building department, zoning department, c'est pas là exactement. Si vous changez,
ok.
ou bien quitter le vide. Yeah. C'est moi. Yeah. Okay?
Okay. Write this so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just explained to him that you're gonna take about 6 months for some periods, a few inspections to verify the current status of the occupancy.
Right.
And if he wished to change his mind to make it a family home or etc., he will come before zoning building to pull a permit to ask for permission.
Correct, that's
Yeah,
exactly. But I believe I do, I think I do have your email. I
yes,
think.
you do.
So we can arrange an email. I'll make a
Inspection,
note we'll do one in the near future, like next week.
that's no problem.
So we'll find a date and time that works, and we'll do the initial one next week,
Right,
and then we'll go from there. We can do
Yes,
something
whenever
somewhat
you do
regular.
it.
Then I'll also get a hold of the health department just to make sure they're ready.
yes, that's fine with us.
So,
Combien local,
Eu sou de.
eu só tenho um local, sure,
Sure.
okay. Mais pourquoi t'es élevé pour le moment?
Yeah.
Bon, 6 mois.
Yeah.
Mais sous besoin, on le
Had a contingent fine. I'm thinking of raising it, because I don't wanna hear that they didn't see simulated or something wrong.
I think I have the possible numbers on there.
Yeah, you got a huge number on here.
It's
Yeah,
been
we did one, let me show you.
maybe some.
No, look in the track.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Si par exemple, vous décidez de vous faire des plans, on peut tout monter télévision, couchement, comme les ça peut pas peine, ça c'est que
So, what's the date?
You
15,
wanna do,
6
next, 6 months, I was saying, do you wanna just, I thought we were gonna do a couple of inspections
Oh,
and then
okay.
come back If he's in compliance, we can remove it from here and I can keep the file open.
Okay,
This way, if there's a need in that 6 months to come back, hopefully there's not, but if there's a need to come back,
Bring them.
yeah, then I can easily bring it back. So if you just wanna continue it to one more hearing, maybe like a July or something like that.
anything,
We have a July 24th hearing,
July 24th, okay, with you guys,
so we'll come back here for a hearing like this, July 24th.
Yes,
So that by then we'll have more than a couple of inspections done.
yes,
Hopefully everything's good.
yes,
We can take it off of here and then keep the last couple of inspections in-house. You don't have to come back.
that's fine.
okay, so. Violation continues, however, will now be used as storage only. A series of inspections over the next 6 months to be performed to ensure compliance. Putting a contingent fine of $50,000. If this is taken care of, there's no fine.
Yes, sir.
If it's not, it would be,
Then it will be $50,000.
we might as well spend it.
Let them,
Yeah, let them know, might as well let them.
maybe spend it, legalize, whatever.
Right.
you wish.
Whatever, yeah, exactly, yeah, go ahead.
Il dit que, yo kite sa ouvert 6 mois, ok? Si ou pa obéi loi pou faire storage nan, ou bien pou payer $50,000. Si ou obéi loi, ou pa fine, ou pa besoin payer. Ou obtenir la 24 juillet.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? Any question? You have questions?
Yeah.
Okay, question?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the notice. You're not gonna
Yes.
get another
Right.
marshal service.
That is fine.
That's your notice right now.
So, yeah, we'll
Yes.
come back here on the
24th.
24th of July.
Yes,
Sure you
sir.
note that somewhere.
Very good. You wanna write that down?
Yes, I put it on my phone.
Oh, go ahead.
So you
Go
wake
ahead.
me up and say.
That's fine, take care of that, go ahead.
Yes.
John, I think I
Yes.
screwed this up. I wrote on this one.
Oh, no. Oh, you got
Oh,
that.
no, this is the.
You're good. Yep. Ooh,
Oh,
that's okay.
well, that's good, screwed. Would have been the first time.
Of all the mistakes I make, don't worry about it. It'd be minimal compared to what I do.
Okay, so you got that.
July 24th, time please,
3 o'clock, just like
3
today.
PM. Okay. So you know, like,
Well,
3 PM, okay. And repeat and alert, yes. Let's say alert 1 day before. We're all set.
all right, you're all set.
Yes, thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you, merci.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, c'est vrai.
Another
Trickling in
person.
here. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. Okay. And trickling, so this is, Luis, come on up, 14 bar June. Just always make sure nobody jumped in, we still have the same floor, but just always make sure nobody has a hand up or something like that. So that's the last time we were here. And here's the notes from the last hearing.
Okay.
You wanna-
Raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Yes,
What's your name?
Luis Jig.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So, because the last time we were here was in March, the property owner was not present, so we had to send a notice of, hearing. I don't know why I switched the order on this, it's down there.
That's Rose. Okay, there you go.
Right there. So we have notice with today's, hearing date, sent via certified mail. And constable service, Constable Bondi did a boat service and.
you got the notice of today's hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, notice is suspended.
Very good. All right, so last time we were here was again in March, and at that time, we placed a contingent fine of $7,500 for progress, and then continued to today's hearings. So we gotta go down. There we go. So I got some photos I'd like to submit for exhibits. These are fairly recent, only two of them. This is the first photo, one of two, is showing just a long shot of the property. This is from the corner of Barjune Road and Edith Lane. From the front, doesn't look like anything is an issue, but if you wanna roll down to photo number two. So part of the issue here was, there's a driveway.
Looks like-
Oh, go ahead, please.
Is that an accurate photo?
Mm-hmm.
Is this accurate? Is that what it looks like?
Yes.
Okay, it's full exhibit, let's
Very good.
give them back to me.
So,
You can see one.
yeah, they're also up there. So part of the issue was, the main issue is the backyard. There was a volleyball, court and patio set up. They need a fill and excavation permit from that from Public Works. Luis is working with Public Works with, Paul and Wilbur and DPW. So the first note there, DPW is, satisfied with the progress. I think Luis needs to get a few things with the surveyor and all that.
The service, I gave you a paper.
Yep.
Last Friday.
Yeah, for Public Works, the guys upstairs.
Then I sent him my engineer sent here.
Okay.
So this is I'm waiting.
Yeah, so you're just making progress on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, lastly, the other issue was the driveway. But the driveway's now not
No,
there.
no, I'm not closer yet for.
Right, you
I need
still-
cover everything.
Right, so that makes sense. So he still needs to get things in and out, so he's still using that as an in and out, but the important part is the gravel is
Yeah, I'm moving.
gone. Yep.
Mobile.
So, we're on our way, fill and excavation permit process, just for those at home and even here, it's not the easiest thing around. There's a lot of engineering involved, a lot of, surveyors and, while it's a violation for us as well, it's much more involved and in depth than, at the Public Works level. So that's why we're looking here to, keep the contingent fine in place. Luis is verified with Public Works again, they are working towards getting this done. I feel assessing a fine would only hurt the matter, so. If we can keep the contingent fine in place, but maybe continue this a little down the road. To allow for the work to be completed or be very close to it.
How's that sound to you?
Almost finished.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
almost I'm put it open the pipe.
Yep.
Then I send it the service.
Yep.
I'll maybe make a new plane.
Yep.
This, and then send an engineer, maybe send it here.
yeah, you could always have your engineers send me things as well, but
Mhm.
if you're close to that, how long do you think it's gonna be before you're done, roughly?
The guy's a little busy. I'm taking the guys at the service, take 2 months for come and check it out. I'm way.
Yeah,
Now, last week I sent an engineer, then maybe again 2 months more, like.
but we scheduled, 2 months would be July, so here, we scheduled an August hearing. So I think maybe if we put it to August, and then hopefully you're all done, or very close to
Mhm.
being done at that point. But we gotta just make sure you gotta keep it moving, keep it going, make sure we get everything squared away. I mean, you live there, so obviously the property's a little bit of a mess for you
Yeah.
right now, so
Mhm.
you wanna get that going, but we wanna make sure that it gets going and gets,
Yeah, talk to, Wilbur like this,
Right.
and then, I'm fixing the front, they put everything, this one. The first.
the first photo? Yeah, that one right there.
I make everything flat.
Yep,
Make a flat, put a little glass now.
right, so make sure there's nobody there in the gallery,
Yeah,
just in
it's thing
case.
3, so we lost one.
And then, oh, okay, fair enough. I'm good at reading it, so I can put on it again. I'm pretty good at it.
What's the date?
August 14th.
14.
So these papers, I need to talk to him, no?
Yeah, that's Steve, yeah, that's who you
Yeah.
need to talk to,
I'll
yeah.
call, no, I'm sending email.
Have him, if you wanna get in there, go in the morning, and like walk in at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Okay, there you should get him.
Okay, so violation continues, but progress underway. Need fill and excavation permit, which takes time, so will continue to August 14th. Contingent fine of $7,500 remains. We have given you oral notice today to be here August 14th. Everybody else is coming to.
Yeah, maybe finish that one.
Yeah. And if it's finished, we can address that then, and we'll figure it out, so if it's finished, that's a good thing,
Mhm.
very good thing. So, yeah, so
And then there
remember,
won't be any fine.
and it will be fine, exactly, so, yeah, just remember the August 14th. How's that?
The last reunion, last meeting,
Yeah,
I'm not coming, I'll forget it.
oh, that's okay, no, you were fine, that's not a problem. We came by and saw that you were doing work, and again, Public Works was happy, so if they're happy, we're happy. All right, Luis, you're all set,
Thank you.
all right, you got it. I'll take that, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There it is. Oh, that's that. That is making progress.
Right.
All right, got another one. 291 Chestnut Hill Road.
Which one do you want to do first?
We'll do the, no. I just have to ask the hearing officer for permission.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
no,
Not too bad, you're only the third one, so you're not bad. All right, so, I know we have some folks that are in the, audience for, they're gonna be commenting on this as well, so just hang tight for 1 second. I do have to ask the hearing officer, because this is a procedural question, and it's up to him if we want to do this. So we have two files being presented today for, 291 Chestnut Hill. We have one, it's a, work without permits, and then one also storage of, commercial, vehicles and items. Now normally we have to address one at a time, but I think for saving,
didn't we do this last time?
we did one last time, yes. The other one has come in as a new matter. So we did the work without permits previously, and now we're, starting the, commercial storage and operation.
Which is the new one?
The new one is the commercial, trucks, the commercial business and the storage.
Commercial contract, okay,
So,
and then what makes them so? How's it saving us to do them together?
because I can do the presentation with the work without permits matter, and it doesn't really have any photos or any,
They swear in the witnesses, and I can understand their opinion.
there we go. Okay, so,
State your name for the record.
Granite Hoti, GranitHoti.
Okay, where's the,
oh, sorry. That's one of them, that's one.
okay. You, raise your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, put your hand out. Do we have anybody else here on that one?
Yes, so if you want to open that up, go to Chris. Yep, that's on mute. Yeah. Chris, you hear us?
Yep.
Fantastic. Attorney Oberson is gonna swear you in real quick.
Okay.
Raise your right hand, please.
Yep.
State your name for the record.
Chris Shimko,
You spell that?
SHIMKO.
And you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Chris, we'll be back to you in a minute, and then we have, I think Dolly's there. Yeah. Oh.
Yep,
Dolly,
I'm
you
here.
there? Can you hear us? Fantastic.
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Okay, state your name, please.
Dolly Patterson.
Raise your right hand.
Okay.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
And let me just ask, Michael, are you here for this, matter, 291 Chestnut Hill, or are you here for another, matter?
Once.
Going once, going twice, sold. Okay,
Okay, Mr. Humphrey, so the city is suggesting we have two matters and they would hear them together. If that's all right with you, if not, we'll do one at a time. Okay. All right, so the city will start off. Whatever it wants to start
all
off.
right, very good. So,
Which presentation today?
we'll start with the, we'll start with the easier one, the work without permits.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's the easier one.
So
That's the older one. So here's the previous there.
Okay.
And this is the. And this is the notes from the previous one. Okay, so again, as a point of housekeeping and point of order, last hearing, we were here in April. We did not have anybody here representing the property. So therefore, we had to send another notice for today's hearing, which is on the screen there. I'm presenting to the hearing officer. So there's the hearing notice, 291 Chestnut Hill Road for May 15th, 3 o'clock. There's certified mail. And lastly, Constable Bondi's service in hand.
Mr. Hope, do you have an objection to the service? You've been served with these papers.
I do not.
Okay,
Right,
that's, this is found.
very good. So this is the easier of the two, so I'll be very quick. And I will also defer to the representative of the property shortly. This, for our purposes, we were last year, because we initially, assessed a fine of $35,000 back in January. Because that happened, we had to start over again. We had to start, with a new process and a new citation, the whole kit and caboodle. And that's how we got back to the hearing last week. Last month. And so upon sending that, Remit has visited my office. Full disclosure, because his father, cannot be here to represent today. His father is actually the owner. So, but with that, we have met, regarding the situation of the whole property. We went over the whole property, but in this particular case, that there is a lot required for the, work that was done to the detached structure to create the apartments. There's a lot of things that need to be done. So there has been progress made there in regard to, you don't mind their, Ian, keep going. So to be specific, on April 29th, sent an email saying that that has reached out to, Redness and Mead, to hopefully, get this squared away after, such a long time. I'll defer any questions you may have regarding, why Grant is here. If you have anything for him, he can answer. But for that, I'll be completely honest, this is the most progress that we've had. It's not much, but this is the most progress we've had on this property since, the inception of this issue.
They've
Actually,
already been fined. They've already been fined.
they've been fined, right, correct. When, Tony, his father was here, he came in a few times trying to, get this squared away, just nothing came of it. And then we were compelled to issue a fine.
Okay, so now the fine's starting again.
If we chose, correct.
Okay, so who is Redness and Mead? Where are they?
They are land use consultants. They do a lot of work with, and they've done extensive work with the city. They are everything from land surveyors to, they can do plans for, structures, they're engineers.
So they're appropriate.
They are, yes, they are very appropriate. I will verify that. They're very appropriate for what's needed.
Okay, good.
So
Where do you stand with them?
With Redness and me?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully to show some good faith, this is kind of some, like a support contract that I'm gonna definitely. They're gonna come, they're approximately 2-3 weeks out from coming to my house and getting the job started. This is just a process, they were helping me to financially
right,
be able to afford them,
Okay, so you're gonna sign up with them, and get this underway.
yes.
That's your plan.
Right.
If there are more questions for him, should talk to you.
and regarding, there is the other side to it. So I guess, I mean, in that regard, we could separate and see if there's any further comments on this here.
The people who are here are probably for this because the other one's new.
Well, they're here for both.
Oh, you're on top of this. Huh?
Yeah, oh, I am, yeah, I'm on top.
All right,
I
well,
was defined on top, so maybe.
well, let's do this one while I understand it.
Okay, so this one here, let me just, so if you wanna go back to the, Chris and Dolly, we're doing here is, this is the portion of the violation for the detached structure with the apartment, remedying it, removing what needs to be removed if possible, hopefully, things can move forward with this. So we are gonna move on to the other matter shortly. Would you guys want to comment anything on this particular aspect, meaning the occupancy of the detached structure? If you want to, feel free. We'll take it now. If not, we can go on to the next, we can get you on the next matter. So you want to start with Chris?
Sure. Hey, hi, everybody.
All right, did you get
Yeah.
that there, Chris? Okay.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I like to comment, basically, this is, we're 2.5 years in. We've heard promise over promise over promise. Nothing's ever been delivered. Actually, it's gotten worse. There are at least 2 families living in a detached garage, which used to have 3 garage doors, now has no garage doors at the front of it. I mean, it's basically, we're getting lied to left and right. So I don't think any lenience, any benefit of doubt, anything should be given in this matter. We've been living this for 2.5 years, and it's just disgusting. And that's all I'll say on the matter. I'll let Dolly jump in.
All right, nope, there you go, we got it. You there,
Okay.
Dolly?
Yep, I'm here and I'm going to be brief as well.
Okay, go ahead.
I have an even more offensive view of this situation than Chris Shimko, although I'm glad he's always here voicing his concerns as well, because there were no setback laws in place when these properties were abutting one another. So this detached structure, it is an abortion, and it practically sits on top of my property. As Chris said, we continue to be lied to. The matter has gotten worse and worse, and we've been told there's been a land surveyor involved before. I'd like to remind you that this Hody family is the same family that decided to just blaze a path, a backyard driveway, those were Tony's words, through my property at 2 Bumblebee Lane. We came home on Father's Day 2 years ago to see that they had blazed a driveway through my property onto Bumblebee Lane. Did absolutely no diligence to look at surveys, blazed through stakes that we already had there. There should be no leniency here. It is disgusting. This is also, there's criminal activity going on over there. Again, the house, that detached structure practically sits on top of my house. I have witnessed them taking license plates off of their vehicles and switching them onto other vehicles. It's disgusting. And as Chris said, there are at least 2 families in there. There is an ambulance and a fire truck that comes to this property at least once a month, and the door opens and it is like cockroaches. When that door opens, they flood out. I do not know how many people are in there, and unfortunately neither will you, because according to the health department and anyone else involved in this, you cannot gain access unless you are invited. Well, I don't blame them for inviting you, because you'd probably see it's squalor. That's all I have to say on this.
Thank you, Dolly. I don't think Mike's in on this one, so he would raise his hand if he was.
Yeah.
All right, there we go, says I know that, all right.
Talk to me
Yeah.
about the families living in the garage, is that part of
That
it?
is what it is. So what this portion of it is, the detached garage, which was converted to living space.
Right,
I mean, I'll let, obviously, representation also comment, but, to the aspect that there's definitely living space in there, there's definitely finished space, all of that without permits. This was a detached garage that just had a little, 20 years ago, there was a permit pulled for more than 20 years ago, pulled for a little artist studio with a bathroom. So it's above and beyond. To this point, no city agency has been able to get in for a full inspection. One time we were there, I was at the property, this was back in January, February last year. And due to, we did possibly have access, however, there was, I hate to put it this way, there was a dog that was not controlled, so we could not access. And since then, we have not been able to get in. So that's why my violation is for work without permits, not necessarily occupancy, because there's definitely work to the structure, which is unpermitted, and that's the violation. With an inspection, we could determine more, and frankly, that's what's needed. I think we discussed that as well. We discussed in our, when he came in, that an inspection is very appropriate to get in there, to get us and the health department in there to make sure everything is.
are there
Really
people
safe.
living in there?
Oh,
What is your plan for that?
well. First for this meeting was to bring them on and do anything that the city needs them to do. And then cooperate obviously with my neighbors and you guys, and then I was gonna ask John if he can physically come over and we can go
We can-
through it together. Door
Yeah.
to door, window to window, anything,
I am very open to that.
fix anything that's,
So if there's anybody in there after your inspection, you can then have the health department come.
Well, that's what, it would be a joint inspection with us and the health department. How this would go, and you're learning this as well, and this for the hearing officer as well, is, so if we get access to the property. Into not the property, but into the detached structure. There's two ways it can go. It can go either the health department deems that unsafe, and then they have to be the tenants immediately have to be removed. If the health department does say it's safe and sanitary and nobody's in danger, it meets the health codes, then it's a matter of, they will say, okay, they have no problems there, but zoning will deem it an illegal occupancy. So then, while the city won't physically remove anybody, because we have the right to, how can I put this, put pressure, meaning fines and things like of this nature, to expedite the removal of the tenants. And that you may be able at the end of the road to be able to get permits to get living space there. But for the time being, that's what you're looking at, is that it's either the health department's gonna deem that the structure is not safe for habitation. And then the tenants would have to be removed. They could do that. And what they basically do is they remove the tenants, they put them up, and they will, lack of better terms, bill you later. But if it is deemed safe, then it's gonna be basically on us to, and frankly, the building department as well. I'm not sure how, that's one thing I can't comment on. The building department has not given me much of an update on their status on this. But then it would be up to our departments to remedy that.
What do you think about that?
I think it sounds more than fair, to be honest. I know this has been going on for long enough. We've just had no time in our hands and a lot of unfortunate circumstances happen in our family. But it definitely seems fair, very fair.
How soon can we do this?
I definitely get out there for an inspection next week, without a doubt.
About the health department?
But that would be the one, so what I would do is, if we can arrange an inspection with a reasonable gap, so maybe not tomorrow, but if we arrange an inspection for Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I'm confident that the health department will be more than able to get at least one of their inspectors out with me.
Okay, let's see if anybody else wants to talk.
Danielle is here. Yeah, she's new, I think,
And,
new to the party here. Danielle, are you there? Able,
I
willing?
think so. I just unmuted. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
We can hear you. We're gonna have to swear you in real quick, because you weren't here in the initial round of getting sworn in.
Understood.
So, Counselor?
State your name, please.
Danielle Talise.
Raise your right hand.
I
You
am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Danielle, I don't know if you caught any of the presentation already. That we're handling the occupancy in the detached structure at the moment. We're gonna be moving on to the other issue on the property shortly.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Anybody want to speak?
Anybody else?
Raise your hands.
Yep, if you want to add, raise your hand. If not, we'll press on. All right, very good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we do, yes. That's it. We're getting over chart.
Okay.
Still working with the law department on that. Yeah.
They'd like me to draft a nice form for them. I can do that.
Well, they did you up on that.
Basically, I'm just supposed to shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see, what am I with the private one. Okay. So now we have the violation continues. We will do inspections ASAP to determine what needs to be done. Let's see, I'm gonna put a contingent fine of $5,000 for progress. I'm not gonna define the progress, but John will, yes. Progress.
Hopefully the hand raised.
No, we do have we have one of the hand raises there.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to clarify what happens with that, the 35,000 all the time.
The 35, that's still valid. That's still assessed and has been sent to our law department. It actually, the judgment just came down from the Stanford Superior Court just on Monday. So that is, if it hasn't already, the law department will file that or has filed that with the town clerk's office. So it will be an official lien on the property. Whenever the law department, again, like I sound like a broken record every week, every time. If the law department so chooses to act upon that, they could go to court proceedings for foreclosure if they choose. Again, that's not something I can command them to do, unfortunately. But once it's a lien on the land records, that option's always there for them. If they are compelled to do so, that would be the next step.
Okay, great, because I know they have their, the blight at 15,000 and 10,000 in blight fines is with the law department as well, so I'll follow up with them.
Yeah, I think our law department, they take each address and they do it at the same time. So there's a fair chance that theirs is done as well.
Do you have a contact for them that I can just follow up with them?
Yeah, Stephen Bruschi is his name.
Okay, I got him. I got it. Perfect, thank you.
You got it.
Okay, we're gonna continue this to when?
I think it's very fair that we probably should continue it to next month. So that we ensure that the inspection is done in a timely manner. And then maybe we can make a little progress with Redness and Mead as well. We can have something concrete in with them.
You may wanna have them fix the comma there, it looks like they're charging $3 million.
Yeah, the typo there, as I saw that, it's $3 million. Yeah, I don't think it's that. So
Indeed, June what? What's the date? in June?
our June date is we actually have one. It is the 26th.
June 6th. Yes, I have it. Continue to June 26th, 2024. Oral notice, meaning I'm telling you now to be here then, we're not sending another notice to you.
Well, that's fantastic, but we have the other matter on the
Well,
property as well.
I
I'm just making sure
understand.
that you had that tone in your voice of,
Taking care of this matter,
yeah, there we go.
something done here. This is from.
What's the third one? It's
Okay.
3 pages.
Oh, so that was 291 Chester Hill. Got one.
Not one, you can say that, yep.
291 Chester Hill, got two. Okay, we'll move on to that
Oh,
one.
come on.
Let me give you this.
Yeah, let me get all this
Let's
together
do
for
it.
this one here, yes.
Is this gonna be the longer one? There's two for commercial business.
Yes, so the commercial business, so you open up the first one, the long one.
Mhm.
And then the second one after that.
Gotcha.
That's on me, I screwed that.
Oh,
up.
no worries.
That's on-
And the second one.
Yeah, so you got that. That's what I'm looking for here.
Gotcha. Perfect, let me share.
You probably
screen.
close out 4 France Street while you're on there too. I don't think we're getting that today. Well, we're getting it today. I don't think we're getting it anytime soon.
Gotcha. Yeah, to it.
This one. And, wow, where'd the other one go? So. All right. So we have two matters here. The reason I brought them both on the same hearing, so I knew we were gonna have a,
That's fine.
so I just wanted to get them all together, get them on the same track. So this is technically brand new. It's a new matter, so we're gonna have to start from scratch here a little bit. So I'll leave it up to, Council, do you wanna do the, citation notice for notification, or are we gonna take that he was here, because I had Constable Bondy serve both paperwork at the same time.
You got any objections to notice on the other matter?
I was making, it's all about establishing the darn record, that's for sure. All right, so. We'll start with the complaint here. So this is for storage of work vehicles and equipment at the property. There is the initial inquiry. Received on January 11th, 2024 officially. Just for, I got a point of, just make clear, the inquiries came in together, but we signed, off on the assessment fine for, the $35,000. So when that happened, we separated the matters. We have the official complaint from the, nope. Go ahead. Careful. So we just separated, so that's why we have two files now,
Okay.
so.
Remind you, you're still under oath.
Yes, sir. There you go. So scroll down. All right, see if you can turn these. I'm just curious, because sometimes it's on the left, right side, sorry, right side. There you go. Nope, can't do it because they won't let us upgrade because they say we have no money. Okay. So I apologize, folks. Everybody at home is gonna have to creak their neck a little bit, but everybody here, I do have the physical photos. So we have 4 of them here. I'm gonna be submitting for exhibit. The first one's a wide shot of the property. If it looks like I'm across the street, it's because I am. I'm at the intersection of Weatherbell Drive, looking at the property. And so the first photo is just showing the building. So from our previous matter, that's the building in question. This, if you wanted a visual. So let's keep going, Ian, keep going. So on the side of that building, we have a trailer that's attached to a commercial van. That's photo number 2. And keep going.
I'm seeing it.
You go, well, maybe photo 3 will help. No, keep going, photo 3. There you go. A little close up there.
Yeah, okay.
The van and then photo 4 is even better, I think.
Oh, okay. So this is the same property.
Same property, yeah, same property. That's why I was saying we're gonna run these things together.
Is accurate photos?
Yes, sir.
Full exhibit.
Good. Put those together. All right, so we got 2 more. I'm gonna also submit. These are a little bit of the same, but however, in photo number 2, we do see another commercial van on the side of the house, side of the structure. So 2 commercial vans and a trailer, partridge and pear tree.
Is accurate.
Yes, sir.
Which set of exhibits?
Okay, so given these 2 inspections, we sent a notice of violation to the owner of record. And also via constable service, certified mail and constable service.
You received notice?
No, yeah, you're here.
No objection. Okay, these are full exhibits.
Okay. So then after the notice was sent, We made follow-up inspections on, see, those are right. I don't understand, I don't get it. On April 11th, and you'll notice a lot of the same. This time we have didn't have a shot of the second vehicle, but the trailer and the van are still there as in the photos taken in March.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Function number.
Good, but they're by date, I mean, I guess, it's separated by date, I guess.
Just mention the date on this. When we, so the third, just put, just not. Just notify date cases.
Yeah.
So the first set was dated,
March 7th.
first set is dated March 7th, the second set is dated April 2nd. The third set is dated
April 11th.
April 11th. Okay, so now we can identify.
If you did, right. And I just totally put everything out of order, so my apologies. All right. So given that on April 11th, there was the vehicles were still there in the trailer, we sent a citation. Put the owner of record again.
But we just noticed.
Well, that was the notice of violation. We have to notice that we have to send notice that there's a violation, that they got that, because if they don't get that, we can't progress forward.
Okay, so now we got,
The citation, which has that's the difference. The citation has the hearing date today.
okay,
That's why we
so
need to
you
get that.
have no objection to notice.
So, last but not least, I keep going there, Ian. You're doing good. Don't worry. You're doing good. Okay, and this last pose I want to submit for exhibit, this was actually very fresh. These are from last night. I had to work late last night. I know. And these are from, yesterday, May 14th at roughly 6:15 AM.
PM.
PM, not AM. I'm never gonna hear that early. And that's the,
Same thing.
same thing. Yep.
Any objection, sir?
No objections.
Okay, so the May 14th.
So and one thing, so if you go to the next, there we go. So this, notice is under our new regulations. Everybody loves them. So, the property is located in a CD1L zone. That used to be the AAA zone, the 1 acre zone. So CD1L, the reason I wanted to show you these charts, these are the allowed uses in the zone. So basically anything CDL1, we have about 15 pages. I only copied 2, the relevant ones, but in our regs, we have about 15 pages that look exactly like this. If there's an NP, it's not permitted. If there's a P, it's permitted, and some other designations as well. The reason I printed out these 2 specifically is because we have deemed the use on the property that's there, commercial contractor parking and storage. They have a trailer, that's commercial, storage, and the vehicles. So, just to show CD1L, building material storage, not permitted. And then on the next page, contractor material storage, not permitted. And lastly, commercial, motor vehicle storage is not permitted either. So, motor vehicle storage, sorry, I was still on the last one. It's motor vehicle storage.
So. Where's motor vehicles?
Motor vehicle storage is right there.
Motor vehicle, like your car?
No, for, commercial, these are commercial, uses, so commercial, like, if you look at, if you want to look at the rest of the uses there, they're the commercial uses, they're not, passenger
Oh, there are no
vehicles.
regulations, getting used to.
That's fine, no, same here, we're definitely getting, even Ian, I mean, he's pretty good at it.
No comment.
So basically what that means is the vans, the trailer, and anything associated with a business has to be removed.
Okay.
They cannot be stored there. You are allowed one, a work vehicle. So given, but it's dependent upon size. So perhaps one van would be like be permitted, because we permit those as like a handyman van or something like that, something light. But definitely cannot have multiples, cannot have, trailer, cannot have, any tools, equipment. CD1L zoning is very restrictive when it comes to what you can put there. Because it's supposed to be just a purely classic residential zone. That's why you're only allowed one van instead of multiple, or one vehicle. So for this here, because this is relatively fresh, we're looking for, the violation to be upheld.
You hear anybody else?
Oh, I'm saying, just finishing my presentation.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for the violation to be upheld. And also I can dovetail this into what we discussed just now. When we do our inspection on the property, I can take a walk around and see if I see anything that is commercial vehicle or equipment. I can let you know and say, yes, that's got to go. Anything to add?
No objection, except for the van has combination. It's registered in combination because it's also a passenger van. It's more than two people.
Right, so like I said, you're allowed
So
one,
just that van is.
right, the plating doesn't make,
Okay.
doesn't make a difference, because we have folks that would try and shoehorn that in.
Yeah.
So like, you are allowed one, and that's anybody in CDL1 zone, anybody's allowed one commercial. When we say commercial, something that's like a contractor van or a small pickup truck or a small SUV. So I'd be willing to bet the Sprinter van, that the Mercedes Sprinter van probably meets that criteria. We would need to verify that. But if it does, you're allowed one.
Yeah.
So the trailer and any other ones would have to be removed. Let's go, Dolly, you're first up.
I just want to remind you all of something that you may have heard when I was speaking on the previous matter, and that is that I have witnessed them taking plates off of those vans and moving them to other vans or work vehicles. They swap the plates. I have seen this done more than once, and a simple search into Tony Hody will show you that he has a criminal record in Darien for similar violations.
Just so to clarify there, Dolly, that's why our regulations, plating doesn't make a difference. It's the criteria of what does the van look like, as in, is there, or any vehicle for that matter, I shouldn't just say van, but any, vehicle, does it have signage on it? Does it meet a certain, gross vehicle, weight limit, capacity limit, things of that nature? It's a long list. But one thing that's not on there is plate. So it could be a combination plate, it could be a commercial plate, it could be a recreational plate, makes no line.
Okay, I'm just making
So
sure
the
you're
van-
aware. I'm just making sure you're aware of this.
Yep, no problem, thank you. Chris, if you want to, you're next in line, I'm just going right down the line here, what we have, so, go ahead.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I guess I have to reiterate, this violation started 2.5 years ago. What I've asked through email, and I believe in the last 2 calls, is show me evidence when the initial violation 2.5 years ago was rendered completed or removed. And it wasn't just a clerical error on the city of Norwalk that this violation was removed. There should have been initial violation when he had construction vehicles that have always been there and never stopped being parked there. So again, John, I've asked you several times to show me the video.
Yeah, I have, Chris, I have your note here, that's on me from our last hearing, I have a note clearly right here, send Chris video of a meeting where the commercial vehicle was, closed. I do have the date for you, I can, give you at least that here, I will send you the, YouTube video. The date here for that was February 22nd, 2023. No, my apologies. No, I'm right. I just can't read today. February 22nd, 2023 was when the matter was, closed and a fine of $10,000 was assessed.
Okay, so that's part of that's part that I guess is with the law department by now, right?
That is correct.
Okay. That being said, again, this isn't a new problem. And you know, I just looked at my emails, so my emails go back and forth you to October and September with follow-up saying, where is this? And you're like, I'm aware of it, we're aware of it. So it's not necessarily just a new problem for this call. But and again, it's not just the work vehicles, and a box truck is definitely not a commercial van. A box truck sits there all the time and is being unloaded and unloaded, loaded and unloaded all the time. Additionally, in the back of the property, there's a huge tarp over building material. The tarp is off sometimes, and we can clearly see that the building materials on the side of on the property, there's building materials. So be aware this isn't just about a one truck here, two trucks there. There's the other day there were 11 vehicles parked in the parking lot, and I call it a parking lot because it's not a driveway anymore; it's a parking lot. So again, this owner cannot be trusted. There's nothing nothing that says this person is trustworthy. You can believe a word out of their mouth. I'm sorry, but I've seen liars before, and I've seen them say we'll do this, and nothing's done. 2.5 years, I've witnessed this. I'm a lifelong resident of Norwalk, and it's just we can't stand for this anymore. There should be zero leeway. That's all I have to say on it. Thank you.
And Danielle, or Dolly's back in, somehow Dolly got put back to top, so Dolly, if you wanna go real quick, if you have something to add.
Yes, I didn't realize before that I was that was my time. I just wanted to interject on the plates, but I do want to echo everything that Chris is saying. And once again, we stand the closest to this property, and my windows all look out on those garage bays that still exist on the detached structure. They are filled with building materials. The doors open and close all the time. I can see everything from my property, as Chris said. In the back of the property, there's a huge tarp that gets bigger and bigger every week, with more and more properties being stored there. More and more building materials being stored under that tarp. They have a tarp that is attempting to cover the back of the building, which has no roof, and is also filled with building materials. You cannot trust anything that they are going to say to you. This is going on far too long for this to be acceptable. And something's got to be done.
Okay, and I think Danielle's there.
Hi, yes, I'm here. Just, again, echoing my neighbors, continuing to say the same things I've said all along. It's just been a lot of years now. And instead of things improving, they seem to continue to get worse. And, they're taking more and more advantage of, the city, the property, the rules, the regulations. And I just don't understand that. I look at the back of the property. I can tell you from those pictures that I see, you point out the trucks, but I can tell you where it stops from the road. There's about 6 more cars in front of there that are just there all day. There's just so many cars there. The back of the property, the pile that's just covered of materials, it gets bigger and bigger. So as each time you contact them and there's a blight or, some sort of, restriction put on them, it just continues to get bigger. So I don't understand the seriousness. Are they taking it serious? Because I don't see any action being taken to make improvements to the situation. And that's just frustrating as a neighbor. And I know I've mentioned this before, but there's so many people over there, and I've said this, I don't think it falls here, but I worry about, septic issues, that sort of thing. I know that's a Department of Health issue, but there's just so much. So some action just has to be taken at this point.
Very good. Okay, that's everybody. Yeah, so I think I will just comment that I will be, full disclosure, my photos, inspections, they are from the front of the property, because I don't have the access to the back of the property. Now I may have that as, do an inspection, like I said, we'll do the whole outside of the property. I will do, I'll be honest with you, with the exception of the main house, which I've been in, and no problems there. I'll do a complete inspection of the whole property. So this way you get everything in line, I can document everything. And this way the neighbors know that I've seen everything and what needs to be remedied, and you're aware of it.
It works, it's a great solution.
All right,
Okay,
where is it?
so,
Oh, that's no to me, that's not. Not the waste envelopes.
okay, so. This is a new matter.
Well, it's read by the, starting here, yeah.
From my point of view, this is a new matter. Okay. Just writing down the matter, so I'll see it next time. New matter. Violation found. And inspections to the ASAP. And similar to what we said last time, when do you want to bring this back? When are you gonna have your inspections?
I think next month we'll come right back, it's the 26th, is the June hearing.
To 6/26/24. On progress once again. I'm convinced John there's progress, I'll be convinced. I'm gonna put no fine at this time because I always do that first time down. This is oral notice. 26, not sending the marshal again, we just. I'd be here, but I assume you'll be talking to John in between now and then. Any questions?
Absolutely.
No, sir.
So we'll be in touch, we'll expect the inspection early next week.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, so watch your email. Thanks for coming down. Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
So this is the 11th. I'm just gonna get myself in order here. Now that's a big task to think that I could possibly be in order at some point.
We have more people. here.
Yes, coming on in.
They've learned that something's coming at 3.
Exactly. I may have had a hand in that, actually, but
Okay. So who are we here for?
this is 32 Perry.
We have a,
Hmm?
I think I just saw a last minute hand raise right now, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, I wanted, yeah, I
They
just
don't
wanted to,
they don't make any noise when you raise your hand. I'm sorry, we didn't. see
yeah,
that.
no problem. I'm just trying to get my own education about this. When I hear the comments, this is a new matter. This isn't a new, I'm going back to this because this isn't a new matter when they already had this fine in place. So if they resolve a matter and then you go right back to doing the same damn thing, excuse my language, and you're the one that hears this, how can you conceivably say, this is a new matter, it's the first time I'm hearing it? You have to take the past history of the person into account.
That it's because it's a new matter as in.
But it's
in
the same
front-
matter that that they've had previous fines on.
Right, so whenever we issue a fine, we have to start over. That's the state law. That's why we had to do the same thing with the work without permits. We had to do the same thing.
Well, when you say start over, is it the attorney's discretion it sounded like he could have fined.
The max he could have fined on this one, to be honest with you there, Chris, I'll give you the most he could have fined, was $1,200.
So why wasn't that fine done? Knowing the history of this person.
Because
I'm not
again,
asking you, John, I'm not asking you. I'm asking the attorney.
This is the first time I've heard it. And I never find anybody the first time I hear it. And $1,200 would mean nothing since we find them many, many thousands of dollars without any progress. So I'm not worried about finding another 1,200.
But what I'm saying is, when you,
Excuse me,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
yeah, sorry about that.
I think we have a real plan here that makes a lot of sense. We're getting access to the property, which we never had before. And now we can find out exactly what the violations are, and we can go ahead and get them cured. I'm done, you can speak.
Okay, I just, you gotta understand, as a resident for 2.5 years, when you're not taking in consideration past history of the person, and when you make, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just on the comments of saying, this is the first time I'm hearing it. With this person, I guess it is not the case. And again, I go back to the thing, if we're judging people and we don't know the history of the people, and we're forgetting the history of the people, that's concerning for a lifelong resident of Norwalk. So I just want to throw it out there.
Sir, I only had authority for $1,200, no matter what I'm thinking. And I decided it's not something I was going to do today.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, Chris. Okay, I'm gonna see, Michael, are you here for any particular matter, or not? Okay, maybe there's an interested party. Go ahead.
I'm just a neighbor,
Oh, you are, of what, if I may ask, which property?
3rd Street.
Oh, Thursday, sorry, yeah, we got, one more item and then we'll get to you and, you can.
I'm not looking to speak. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on down there.
Oh,
that's
sure,
all.
yeah, no problem. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Sure, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for coming by. Let me get this back in here. And all that. Let's- Okay, 32 Perry. Somewhere in my bag of tricks here.
And then I thought it was that fat one, man.
Oh, no, no, they rarely get this big. That there. Okay. So there's the previous decision form, and here's notes from the last meeting. Okay. That looked very nice. Where did I put that? Oh, it's right there. I gave the wrong thing down, sorry. There you go. There. Hey. This one, Ian, if you don't mind pulling up on the web browser, 32 Perry
Gotcha,
on, Google Maps.
gotcha. Um,
Usually not to make matters up this way, so. I mean, the aerial photo probably would be better.
Gotcha.
Let's get that.
You got that out of the way.
There you go. Okay. We're not sharing that yet. We're still on the other.
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Okay. I gotta go back here.
All right, so, the last time we were here was in, April for this matter. The property owners requested and I agreed with a, continuance to today, so we can get things, rolling, have a little meeting, get things, rolling. So because of that, we needed to send notice for today. And that's what I have here. Notice to the owner of record of 32 Perry Avenue. May 15th, 2024, certified mail and Constable Bondi's service.
So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, see.
state your name for the record.
Kevin Palinkas.
Laura Palmer.
To swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
I
sir.
do.
Okay. Any objections to notice? You're notified to be here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have notice.
Okay.
So, last time we were here, just to go over the, decision form there, April 17th. And at that time, continued, to today, just, it was at the request of the property owner, so we said we were good and we continued to today. Keep on going there, sir. There we go, okay. So, basically, we met on April 24th. So that was again after the last meeting, to go over the violation and possible cures. So after that meeting, property owner, took some time to digest all that we went over. Yeah, very good. Very, had some. And questions here, and just to show that there's a, I would like to show a good faith effort. That's an email, between the property owner and myself, from April 29th. Had some questions. Those are the answers I gave. Actually, a couple of the inquiries we're still waiting. I'm still waiting on one answer for you. But so the resolution that we've come up with, oh, and one more, if you want to scroll down. Again, gotta establish a dang record. Here we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. And on Monday, we even got written confirmation that, the owner would be here. So, I'll try and keep this as short as possible. So basically,
All the time,
well, at least for me,
for you.
I'm sure the city doesn't want to pay me any more overtime than what I have to. So. Basically, the issue is, this all stems from our, Aquifer Protection Agency. They did an inspection, they inquired about the presence of some storage shipping containers on the property. If you wanna use the, we'll toggle through this. Yeah, you can probably exit out of that. We're done with the,
Gotcha.
with that there. So you can stop the share on that one.
Stop share.
And then we're gonna share the
Maps.
maps, yep. So this is an aerial photo, Google, obviously Google aerial photography. So the front building is the existing business, legal, everything's great, fantastic. In the back there on the corner, you can see, those are shipping containers. And if you want to do a street view on that, that might be a little bit easier.
Right here.
Yeah. There you go. So, problem is our new regulations, prohibit shipping containers. It's an outright prohibition, in this zone. So, the violation is the containers have to be removed. Now, the containers are being used for, storage of commercial, contractors, landscapers, things of that nature. They're storage, units, if you will. That's the best way to.
They don't belong to the owner. The contents don't belong to the owner.
The contents do not belong to the owners, correct. So. On a very blunt and straightforward approach here, the resolution is to get rid of the containers. But there's two other things moving here. One, as you stated, the contents are not the owners. So if we were to just flat out remove the containers, there's a process for that.
Yes, sure.
So, and then secondly, the use of storage of contractor vehicles and light equipment. It's new, yes. It's a new
Word
reg.
for that, they would be in violation.
Correct. Well, actually, funny, they would be in violation if there was any outdoor storage of equipment and materials. That's under the old regs. It would have been a violation. So the containers would have been allowed. But if there was anything outside, even vehicles, equipment, tools, anything, and we got a complaint or a referral, that would have been a violation. So it switched, if you will.
Okay,
That's
so the
basically-
storage containers are no longer allowed.
Correct.
When you say storage container, the definition of that?
There is. There's a portable storage container and I do have it here. I do have it here. Here somewhere. Oh, where is it? It's in one of these. Hold on.
Oh.
Or if you want to pull
Oh,
up
the
the,
regs,
yeah, you
yeah.
pull the regs there, yeah, it's here. You probably find it better, quicker than I will.
Storage container.
Container, yeah. You're practicing, like, you're already there.
That's what's under storage
You're already
container or
there.
portable storage container.
Oh, no, it might be under, whatever it is in the use, table.
I think that's
Portable, I think it's.
portable, yeah.
There
There
we
we
go,
go.
portable storage container, there we go,
Blow it up.
there we go. So basically, it's a container that is, designed for sort of personal property as owned or leased by the owners of occupants of a property for storage, and is typically delivered and removed by truck. Which a shipping container is.
So a different kind of container that could be used.
On that, actually, that I'm hard pressed to think of one, because I would think things like a pack rat or something like that would fall under this. Even things like a dumpster or would fall under it, because especially because of that last line.
Okay, so what did you come up with?
So I think we came up with a very, if I may use a fancy word, palatable solution in that, what's allowed there now is a commercial vehicle storage yard. Kind of very similar to Martin Luther King when he was here, when they were here earlier. So what that allows for is you can park vehicles, commercial vehicles. And also ancillary outdoor storage. The outdoor storage just has to be screened. So it's kind of, it's sort of taking the containers, taking the contents out. You can put them on the property with parking of commercial vehicles, as long as it's screened and there's the screen.
Contents protected. It's
Well, now glad you asked. Glad you asked. You can also, the definition, I do have that, definition of a contractor, a commercial vehicle storage yard. Does have, and I have that here. There you go. It's a building lot or site, there we go, right there, it's up there. A building lot or site with or without structures. So contents, anything, a content can be put into a garage or a shed. Or a building, a structure. Is just, complete honesty, is just the one thing that they cannot be in. Is a shipping or a portable storage container.
And if they built something that they could store stuff in,
Right.
and inside that storage, it was a shipping container,
It would be allowed.
go on.
Yeah, it would be allowed. Because I see what you're saying. So, but basically that is, so to get that, it's just a zoning approval application over the counter here with us. With at our office. What is needed is a new survey. Showing, here's the property, here's where the parking spaces are gonna be. And here's where if there's any structures, that's where the structure is gonna be, and then also indicating the required landscaping. And, in the past, that used to be a special permit that we used to go through, something like this used to go through the commission. It does not anymore, so we can take care of this in-house if need be. One thing I mentioned earlier, that was one question I sought to answer is, right now, you mind throwing that aerial photo back
Yeah,
up
sure.
again?
I don't know sharing.
Well, you may not need, you're thorough, that's fine, nope, over, up,
Yeah,
yeah.
and go.
There you go. So if you wanna go use the aerial, yeah. So right now, the property is a big L shape. It is from Gold Street, you go down Pearl, across Perry, up, and then it's on Gold Street there. So basically take away the white building and the parking lot there. So No, not the parking lot, just
No,
down
you
there.
go down the tree line.
Yeah, tree line. So the use, where I was saying it doesn't have to come over, it doesn't have to go to the commission, but we can do it over the counter. Is if the parcel of land that's gonna be used for the commercial vehicle storage yard is less than 20,000 square feet. The whole property, as it sits today, is over 20,000. However, if a subdivision or free cut or a lot line revision reduces that area to below 20,000, I think we have a map which, not bring it, but we have a map that shows that the possibility that it would make it approximately 10,000 square feet. So therefore, that would keep it over the counter. So that, in conclusion, the bona fide resolution to this matter is, yes, the containers have to be removed. But if we have a plan going forward where it gets the owner something to maintain its use, maintain the tenants that are there, they can remain there through this process. If something goes awry and something is terrible and everything is just absolutely denied, that's the problem. If something is denied, and then the containers have to be removed. But if we're working towards a resolution, and as we stated at the beginning, the contents are not yours, they're somebody else's, so there's also that aspect. So we can work through the process and they can maintain what's going on. And lastly, this was not a complaint from the outside, this is and we will be getting more of these, but this was from the Aquifer Agency, this was not a complaint from a citizen or anything like that, this is a referral from another agency.
I love to speak. When my wife and I met with John the last time in the office, the end of the hall, he had mentioned about the free cut to get the property into two smaller pieces. I've since spoken to Mr. Delius about drawing up for May of 2024, the piece of property size that would be usable on the smaller piece. If we cut it, like John said, it's about 10,000 square feet. The front is about 13.5 and then about 23.5 altogether. What size piece? It sounds like the containers go, I'm allowed to put up wooden structures the same size, sitting on the ground. And those individuals that are renting from, technically may could continue to keep running their businesses. The majority of them are lawn landscaping guys. There's one person that has his personal stuff in there. There's not a business, anything in there. I mentioned to all of the renters that I'm having troubles with the city, that they need to try to start trying to find another place, either short-term or long-term. I said, as long as my wife or myself, mostly Laura, is tight back and forth with John, get an email within 24 hours, we get back to him, then he gets back to us. So we're not ducking out. I said, they're not gonna come here, I don't think, and arrest anyone. They're not gonna come here and seize the contents of your business from these containers. I said, because if it gets to that point, I don't know I don't know what I would have to do to stop that from happening. I don't want people to lose their equipment. That's how they feed their families
It's not
and
gonna
their children.
That
I
won't
said, everyone that's there renting from me, I've known for a long time. Some of them I went to school with, some of them I met while we worked together. And some of the ones are friends of that particular person. They have a friend and that's how they're on the piece of property. I don't advertise, I don't have strangers on there. I'm not soliciting for renters. I turn renters down half a dozen times a week because it's gotten to be very difficult to house a small business. Basically, landscapers are there, sir. So we're going back and forth and trying to get the resolution for both, I guess, for everybody. So the city, we can stop that part of it.
And these guys, I say guys, because they're all guys I'm renting to, that's who's paying, and most of them are married. They have wives and families and children, and all of them live in the city of Market. It seemed like there was, a date where the containers could get grandfathered in. I know we're dealing with a new regulation now that the containers are no longer allowed in that area. I realize I'm not the only one with containers down there. There's people that have had containers there longer than myself. That's also, 1%, I can't understand why when the two young girls came from the aquifer protection, which I started at the very beginning. When I came down here, the first set of paperwork was very long. And I did come back, Alexis was just one of the young ladies there, and we got through between her speaking with me, and then we bring it home and tell my wife how you did the performance filled out, so we do that every year. COVID-19, the yearly inspections got messed up. We still pay. Last time that the young ladies came in the fall of 2023, they wanted to take pictures of all the contents of all the containers. We arranged for them to come back at a different day when all of the containers would be open so that they could take pictures. I was 1% hesitant about doing that because I'm fearful if something gets stolen out of these containers. I trust everybody. 3 of the people that rent those containers, I would trust them with the lives of our 2 sons. 2 of those people have keys to the building. That's how much I trust them. Forget this stuff, our sons. It's possible to wiggle out of this and get the property split, but it's something that all the 5 of us that are sitting here realize I can't do that in a month's time. We're working towards doing that. The next thing, I guess, with the aquifer is I asked the young ladies and they wouldn't give me the certificate that my building was okay and that the containers were okay, not in violation of the contents. They're not housing hazard. I don't want to drink gasoline, but they're not housing hazardous materials. Gasoline is only hazardous when it's either spilled on the ground or ignited. It used to be one of the photos that we saw 15 minutes ago was a very old photo. My building has not been wooden outside structure in over 2 years. It's vinyl sided now. But one of those containers at that time was a fertilizing company. Alexis told me they have to go. They were gone in less than a month. So all the contents of the containers there, including one of my friends who has just old automobile parts from the 20s and 30s, predominantly Ford, but all automobile parts. All the containers seem to pass their requirements and their picture taking. And I still haven't gotten that document. And they said, well, there's a zoning problem. And I said, I said, obviously, John is gonna take care of that. The 3 of us, and now there's 5 of us here, are gonna work through this. I said, I'm 1% nervous that you're gonna say that I didn't have the aquifer done because I don't have a thing. If you come in and I don't have that on my wall, that I had this inspection, I don't know what's gonna happen to me at that point. I know they negotiated the check, but I don't have the aquifer thing that's a concern. Life and death, no, nobody's touched our 2 boys. It's not life and death, it's just a money thing. But I get worried about that they're gonna come and say, you didn't pass. And now we're gonna close you down, shut me down, or we're gonna shut the 6 of the 7 renters. The one is just, like I said, old automobile parts.
Just so that if the state ever did inquire, if they ever did, first they come, the very first thing they do is they come to us.
They're not gonna come to me first.
What they'll do is, they'll say, oh, do you have it yet? And you'll say, no, I don't.
Okay,
Please talk to the city. That's what you say to them. They'll come in and talk to us. And I think the aquifer agency will say, hey, you passed us, but there's a zoning violation.
okay,
And then the state guy will immediately come to me. And then I'll say, there is an issue, but we're working through it.
okay.
And acting on good
It's
faith.
not an aquifer issue as far as storage of.
The problem is they're kind of, they're intertwined. So what happens is they can't sign off if there's another known agency violation, municipal agency violation. It's kind of like, I hate to say, it, it's kind of like collateral is what it is. It's like you have,
Mhm.
it's holding, they're holding that certificate as kind of a motivational thing to get whatever other municipal agency matter corrected. And you're here, so that's the, so if the state ever said that it came and
Right,
investigated,
we were
we're here,
here.
exactly, so you have nothing to worry about.
That aspect, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll rest easy on that
Yeah,
aspect
absolutely.
of this situation.
Exactly. So. Awesome.
Is anybody here on this?
Anybody?
I think we dropped out.
Oh, even the one guy that was here earlier dropped
Yeah.
down.
There
And
you
Yeah,
go.
board.
he got bored. It happens.
Watch the recording.
It
later.
happens. You'll watch it later.
Okay, so you've got a path. But I would think you want it as soon as possible because you've warned these people and they may be looking for other places. And then you'd have to replace them. So the sooner you can assure them that the property's fine here,
Right.
I think that's the best thing you can do. We should do this as quickly as possible, but I'll let you work with John.
Yes, sir.
And I'll give you as much time as you want at this point, because nobody's in danger of that.
Yeah,
But your concern is more that you don't want to lose part of your business.
We're working on our aspects. John's got some questions he needs to answer for us, so we know which direction to go.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, here. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Okay, finally, which is a violation. One fine is this, I mean. Continue. So when do you want to continue this, guys?
Well, for me, I think it is it's very logical and reasonable to say that we would at least have bare minimum the lot line revision map to keep, like I said, to keep this away from the commission. I think that's very reasonable to say that could be done in 60 days.
That's, get it drawn up for the division.
So yeah, this
100 by
Delia's draw,
100.
yep,
Right, 100 by 135, Mr. Delius, okay.
can do it. And if he wanted to, at the same time, concurrently,
He was at the shop about 2 days after you and I, the three of us spoke in your office.
Yeah.
To tell me two things. His dad passed away 2 weeks earlier.
we learned that, we just found out.
I've been taking care of his lawnmower for 37 years. I've been in the shop.
Yep.
And I take care of Tom, Youngtown, the sons. So I said, that's not good news. The second thing he wanted to know was how to run his dad's tractor, because he never run it safely.
That's
So I
right.
described him how to do that, because I don't want anybody to get hurt, and that's not what I want to do.
Right.
And then the third thing I said, I need something done for my property. And then I told him about dividing it. I said, now they changed it so that it will be legal for me to make 100 by 100 and then 100 by 135 and put my lawnmower shop building on its piece and then put this piece of property with the containers on it. That situation on its own little piece of property, so it didn't work out. That was about, I think this Saturday, which is 2 days away, is I think about 2 weeks since I spoke to.
And then we get a lot of stuff from Tom,
And
as
he
well.
was-
He's busy, he's a busy.
He's
man.
he's busy, and then obviously taking care of his dad's passing.
Right, and so I think, I do think he can he can definitely get a lot line map, done, and once the 10, like on the side,
Mhm.
10,000 square foot,
Right.
to start showing what you want, or
Oh,
the,
okay.
to at least get that in the works.
Right.
So that once the division is done, we can hit the ground running with the application for the new use.
Right, so the two things would be like getting divided into two pieces, and oh, by the way, here's what is
Exactly,
drawn up
exactly,
by
yep,
the licensed surveyor to
right.
put on that smaller piece of property, I guess.
Now, John, does it matter if it's Pearl Street or Gold Street or?
It does not matter for this particular use. If you were making a house or a multifamily, it would matter. It doesn't, so you can, when you make the new parcel.
Right.
Part of that, you have to go to Public Works and they'll work with you and the post office to get the proper street. So they'll do that for you.
So Public Works and Post
You'll
Office.
tell me where that's gonna be, go to the cross street.
Right. I'm sure because you're the only property right there, it's not, they may give you some flexibility, that's what I call
Oh, shoot, Public Works or who?
it. Well, the public
Post
works,
office.
well, yeah, they work together with it. So you may not even, you're only dealing with public works, it's hard enough to deal with the post office.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, and so.
When in one, you're out the other.
So have Mr. Delius work on that as well. If he has any questions, 'cause again, these are all new regs. He should have my email 3,000 times over.
Okay.
No, I'll talk to Tom. I'll tell him that we had a meeting today. And we need to get it closer to the top of the pile.
I like your idea of putting the containers in a, put wood against the containers. Make it look like a house.
That's, they cannot, the containers, the sort of, the containers cannot be the principal structure, the principal building on the property. So if you had,
So
Wooden sheds up
well, here,
the size of the container.
if I get it, what size of a container? So if I get an 8x20 shed built.
Yep.
I can put 4 8x20 wooden sheds.
correct, because the regulation states that it's with or without structures.
So I won't let me put wood on containers, even with gable roof on.
That's a building code, that's not us, that's building code.
We've been working on getting prices from 2 different companies that only use mid sheds.
Yep.
Of all different sizes.
And they can do that for us. which is
Perfect,
great.
yep, yeah, it's just, you can't enclose it's a building code, so it's not us.
Because he said
Unfortunately,
it's
things
set up.
don't move as fast as we would all like. This is your job, it's only a percentage of our time, you know. We're working as hard as we can,
Understood.
so we're not dumping, but as we seem to agree, it's not gonna get fixed in a week or
No.
1 month.
But as the attorney kindly said, nobody's in danger. There's no issues. Nobody's.
I don't want
complaining.
somebody to come and arrest
Oh, not at all,
one of those.
not at all, we're
My
just,
only concern is now that you've told everybody to make a pact,
Yes, sir.
you could be leaving.
Well, I thank you for that.
we wanna get this
Get it
through as
done.
quick as possible to prevent that.
There's a percentage, there's a chance of that, obviously, that would be bad.
But I think it's been
Nobody
discussed,
wants to go either,
Right.
nobody wants to leave because
Need some field. They don't want to be told tomorrow to get your stuff out.
right, and as we also spoke about, that, you know, heaven forbid, one of the tenants does go and leaves. Just trust me, you'll have no problem finding a replacement, and you can be choosy about who you want to, you can be picky about who you want to put in there.
All right, so when do we want to continue this?
Well, the 60 days is, July 24th. That's the closest to 60 days, so, it's like,
That's fine, Your Honor. Regular?
Yes.
There's nothing.
I don't think we have anything on July
Our
24th
oldest
at
is-
this point.
Working out of college and our youngest is getting his master's on Friday.
nice, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
From Roger Williams in Rhode Island.
Okay.
July 24th, that's again a Wednesday.
Friday, and now he did his master's in 1 year at Rogers Williams.
Tried to get a soccer scholarship for Roger Williams, and they said no. Their loss is.
Well, no, this meeting, we're not gonna get another piece of that.
No,
Okay, I have that down and I will put it in my calendar and everybody's calendar when we get home.
And as soon as I get an answer on that last question, it's about, I think one of them was the subdivision's not a problem, there's another one in there, I forgot, I will get
Okay,
that.
so the containers about the wood siding, which I guess we can't do. The hedging. And then what's the difference with the gravel? I know we talked about it.
That's the one I gotta
Let
get,
me-
answered.
yeah.
We're still working that out
Okay.
here with other parcels, so I
Okay,
don't wanna tell you something today, and that's gonna change in 3 weeks.
no, and
Yeah,
then
well-
Kevin's like, John's doing his job, leave him alone.
Yeah,
And I'm
he'll-
like, Okay.
Yeah, we'll get an answer on that in the
I
short term, because
apologize.
there are people that are in, like, they're building houses and things like that that need this answer. Not
Oh,
the same
okay.
thing, so
Okay,
you'll get an answer shortly, that's
Okay.
for sure. All right, you guys are all set?
that's it.
That's it, you're
Okay,
all
we
set.
don't get anything to take home, any parties yet?
No, no parting gifts,
No.
it'll be watch the mail, it'll be in the mail.
With this, which looks like I don't need this anymore, which is nice.
Yeah.
they're not.
Screw it up a little bit, yeah, that's good. 9, 13, 15.
Thanks, Your Honor.
No problem.
You're welcome. John, thank you.
Take care. Kevin, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Take care. Stay well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Oops, switch sides.
Of
Thanks for your help.
course, of course.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so put that in there.
Still no one in the audience?
No, we know that's good, so we can start flying. We can start flying.
Walked in here was nobody.
Yeah. Well, that's,
Full stop.
Every time, somebody else showed up.
you know, the thing that, if there's anything that we've learned in the years, is when there's folks here, it takes longer.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, if nothing else, that's, because we can kind of adjust as we go along. I mean,
Well, cause I let him talk, you know,
Right.
most of it's irrelevant, but when I shut up.
Kevin's talking. Yeah.
It's better sideways, you make sure. And I like the ones, he's ready to say what I'm.
Those are great, and those are great. Okay, so we might as well, if nobody's there on the screen, then we might as well just keep going with the agenda, so. Might as well do 4 France Street. It's
4
been on,
France,
it's
okay.
been number 1 since the, I was kind of hoping he'd show up. But anyway, 4 France Street.
That's sharing screen. Everyone's favorite.
Okay, this is, should be an easy presentation, but it's gonna be a matter of how we're gonna rule on it. That's
What's that thing?
at the Mad Bar. I know him too many years. Previous form? Need a garbage can or?
No,
Someone?
keep these so I can refer.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, there we go.
Sounds good here, what does it say now?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were gonna have to. fix it.
Yeah, have to do it sooner or later.
Okay, very good.
So write that real quick. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Counselor.
What's the contingent fine at the moment?
12,000.
I'm still not satisfied. Go ahead.
That's still not.
Let's see the notes.
So well, there is no notice because he had oral notice last time we were here.
Oh.
Look on
Now
the.
we're getting-
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah,
call the matter.
all right, well,
Let the
we're,
record show it's 5:15 and no one has shown up since
Very
3
good.
o'clock.
No one is in.
last time we were here was on February 21st. At the time, oral notice was given, continued to today, the 15th. And we did assess a $12,000 fine. That was back in many moons ago. That has since been given to our council and going through the ropes for a lien. There is still a $12,000 contingent fine, however. And so the only development that we have, 2 developments, is on March 20th. A building permit was issued.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
is 43,000 in addition to the 12. Oh,
Right, because
no, that's
Yeah, on
not-
July
This is the
20,
contingency.
right, on July
I got
20, yeah. So we have a building permit to relocate the offending building, reduce it and relocate it to a proper spot on the property, which is actually, if Ian will keep going. Here's a photo that I took on May 8th. Submit that as an exhibit, if you wanna go through the rope on that one.
Watch them.
Just one.
So you took this photo in the ordinary course of business. It's in the ordinary course of business for you to take it. It's been in the custody and control since you took it, and it's a fair and accurate depiction of what you.
It is. Absolutely.
Okay, it's photos.
So great. So with this shows 2 things. One pertinent to what we're talking about right now. This structure, the green structure there, if you look closely, on the left-hand side, there used to be a full 2 stories. There's only 1. So they removed part of that. And is used to have a full wraparound deck. And they have removed 90% of that.
That's still overflowing the other property.
It probably, it was only over, to be honest, it was only over about maybe a foot. So I'm not sure what they took off on the end there.
Okay.
So there's a slim chance it may be on the property, or at least on the property line. But again, the neighboring property has never once brought this up, that it was an issue, so I don't think they know any better. But the second thing I wanted to point out is the building that's in the foreground there on the left.
Mhm.
That is where the building, the green building is gonna be relocated to and attached. So the idea is, my guess is they're going to, in the near future, take down the remaining of the first floor there on the green building. And to quote the building official, it will be very interesting to witness and document how they're gonna lift that to bring it next to the building there.
Ooh, get the date when they're gonna do it.
I am, the reason the chief,
We'll all go out.
and for the record, it's Bill Ireland who told me that, who's been doing this for 35 years. And he is probably the most respected building official in all of Connecticut. And he said, and I quote, "How on God's green earth is he gonna get a crane with something with no foundation and not have it collapse?"
Well, that'll solve the problem.
Well, that would absolutely, so it would go away, absolutely, and that's why I generally told myself, well, is that really a bad thing? So he said he will get a lawn chair and popcorn to watch that happen.
Okay.
So now to what we are here today. Is there progress? Yes. Is there a whole lot of progress? Well, more than usual, but, structure is still there. He has got his permit, and the permit was issued in March. That photo that you see, that's the exhibit, was May 8th. So that is almost, 2 full months. And again, I don't know what the building procedure is for what he's doing. I don't know if I have not heard anything from the property owner, for status, to see what's going on. I think just to make sure the owner does not, because now that he has building permits, in theory, our zoning approval is valid as long as that building permit's open. So my request, or staff request, would be if we were to up the contingent fine, because I don't want this to sit there because he has a permit now and the owner says, "Oh, I have a permit, I got X amount of time to kind of sit on it, if you will." He's obviously not totally sitting on it, but I mean, he got the building permit in March, and it was almost 2 months, and I'll put on the record, as we saw with the 95 bridge, somebody wanted to take something down in a hurry, that's a lot easier to take it down than rebuild it. So we really wanted to, get this moving, what would happen?
Well, I'm just gonna double the fine, that's a message. It's 24,000. And that'll give me enough room to store it. Use it up now.
Right.
We're out of 24,000, continued.
Our June calendar is getting quite full, so I will suggest July 24th. There's only 2 items on there.
Yeah, they seem to fill up, don't they?
They do, yeah.
For further progress. Read notes.
All right.
One of these changes. Okay.
I hate to say it, Alex's file may be going to a brown folder at some point here, recording file, I think this file here has seen better days. Don't have too many of those brown file ones, I only got like 3 of them. Not too many of them, usually, things get resolved. How do I keep the building? No. Do I have it? No, I got it. Look at that. Okay. All right, we keep trucking along here. Yep, thank you. So the next one that we have not hit yet was 194 East Avenue. Yep.
Where's that one work out?
Comments.
Well. Here's the. Oh. Here's the memo. I don't have a staple in that for some reason, so I will hand over a. Paperclip.
So no sitting contingent fund, or there is?
That is a good question.
Or there's a $2,000.
Oh, contingent, 5,000. Contingent fine.
So what happened? What's going on here?
Well. Here's a previous decision, by the way. Yes, stating what we already
I
stated.
thought they got rid of the tenants, thought it was all,
We did, Attorney Saint did his thing,
no progress since last hearing. Continued, fine. So is there any progress since last?
well, here's, let's start the show and we'll figure that out.
All right, start the show.
So last time, the property owner was not present, so therefore we had to send a notice, to the property owner of record. And, there's a notice to today at 3 o'clock for, the hearing today to the owner, again, to the owner of record via certified mail and Constable Bondi service, and we have in-hand service, not abode.
Okay,
So I'm gonna submit that we do have proper notice.
okay, I find proper notice.
Very good.
On the record reflect, it's 5:25, no one has appeared since 3 o'clock. Go ahead without,
We will go ahead. So last hearing we had was April 17th. And at that hearing was continued to today for progress with a contingent fine of $5,000 and either have an inspection or a zoning application by today. So first thing I will offer as a item or exhibit, however you want to put it. This is an email from the property owner, Michelle Maggio. You can read it. Basically, it says, forgot about it, because I did, send an email, it's on the second page there. That we need an inspection at bare minimum to move this along. And so, that was on the 18th. I immediately followed up with basically saying she was fearful that she missed the meeting and all that. I said, don't worry, we continued it. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. Continue the matter to allow us to arrange an inspection. She told me to come by anytime. I do not like to do that because every time somebody tells me to come by anytime, they're not there. Not saying that's Michelle, but I just don't do that. So I even offered some dates. Saying we also need a zoning approval. The health department is also very interested in getting in there because it's a mixed use property and they want to make sure everything's copacetic there. Has not reached out to them either. So I do not have a, inspection arranged. I would, there's no occupancy there, at least. I believe there's no occupancy there. I would look to, I think we really need to get the attention of the owner. I do not, however, want to start the process over again. So, lack of better terms, I would like to see a substantial contingent fine placed. And that if we do not have at bare minimum an inspection by the next hearing date, then we'll assess some of it. And then even if we have to start over, at least the assessed fine will be of, substance. So that we can start the lien process.
So I do a contingent fine, which we can make.
We can make assess next time, or we don't have to assess the whole thing next time if nothing is done. We can say, something just to make the law department's
That's
time.
$5,000 and then give me a spot.
Right,
So I'm gonna triple it. So that doesn't make.
that can work. And then I appreciate that because if we do have to assess something, we can assess it, and I don't mind starting over because we have a high enough assessment.
When are you continuing it?
I think,
Just told me June was getting busy.
it is, no, absolutely right, you're absolutely right, but I think this one, it's not hard for me to arrange an inspection. Like, I just need to, I just take a day and
All right, give me the date in June.
June 26th. I think that's fair. Like that, fantastic.
Make sure I got June 26th in my calendar.
Yeah, that's a,
Since we got all these people showing.
I think that's a safe thing there.
Yeah, I got it in. Okay.
This is. Oh, it's over there. Yeah. Yeah. There. I don't know.
Oh my God, Jesus.
We're getting there. We're moving. We're moving.
Couldn't cut into the bourbon.
That is, I try not to do that. I really, that's not what I wanna do. That's not my intent here. Now, next one would be, where's mine?
17 Sable.
17 Sable, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, this is one that, yeah, let's do that one.
No one is here for it. so-
That's fine. We have a decision to make here, counselor, on this one. We always make a decision, but this one,
Where's the 8-ball?
the 8-ball.
Magic 8-ball.
Oh, the magic 8-ball, sorry, I'm a degenerate, I thought you meant something else by 8-ball. So let's see, 17 savings. This is a brandy new one.
No.
So here is the notes.
Jonathan's painting, we've had them before.
May have them again.
Few weeks.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't,
I will, yeah.
you won't. Somebody else might though.
I thought they were parking behind that, Bistro Mediterranean.
They were, and then they had the new, owners, the new operators kicked them out. It's a new place now, it's called Stavina, I think it's called,
Yeah.
so they kicked them out. Well, they do need all the parking they can get for that restaurant, so I mean, it's a previous restaurant probably just wasn't doing.
Right
that
now,
good.
they don't know he's coming in.
Right.
Went a few times, it was nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually haven't been. I talked to the owner a couple times. I had some problems with the lighting.
I'm sure continued compliance, you say it's compliant at the moment?
Well, maybe.
So tell me what you want to tell me.
See what you think.
Did we get notice and all that thing?
I can do that, because remember, the citation is the notice. So. I guess it's always my thought of, my twisted logic is. I wanna present that there's a violation, and then. That we've done everything proper to that point of a citation. And then the citation shows, did we give them proper notice for today? And then at any point, you can feel free to say, hey, that notice wasn't proper. To say, nope, go back to the drawing board, John, you know, well, I could easily start with the citation, that has today's,
That'd be fine.
all right. You're gonna have to scroll pretty much all the way down.
Okay. Will do.
Yeah.
Let's go backwards. No, you called it all the way down.
Yep.
Yes, okay, here we go.
Okay. So we sent citation for this property on May 8th to the owner of record, which I have that here somewhere. I think I do. Hope I do. I do not have that. That is. Oh, Ian, do you mind doing, oh, here it is. Woo.
My computer is giving me so many issues, so.
No, that's fine. So that is the tax bill, owner of record, to Yolanda Cespedes. So citation was sent to the, owner of record. And there's the citation, certified mail and Constable Bondi. Constable Bondi, did abode service and, the resident, the accepted service.
All right, so now we have notice.
Notice for at least today. All right, now let's go back to the top. From the top. All right, so, on September 11th, as not as cool as that day is, we got a complaint that was sent to our office. Sent to our office, from the common council, 3 properties on Sable Street.
Mhm.
One of them being number 17.
That's a corner property.
No, Sable Street's almost all the way down, almost hits the water on Sable Street.
Get that pull up.
Yeah, go pull up on the air. That's not always a good idea to pull up on the air.
No, you're not parking at their property, you're just parking at 17.
At 17 Sable, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Where's that?
Oh, sorry, go up there, yeah, so, yeah,
Down here,
no, scroll down, no, go in, there we go. So you go down Woodward there, you got the Village Creeks on the lower left.
Right.
Ian, you're making me seasick.
it's like, yeah.
So you see, it's like 3 houses from the water, yeah, Narrowmack, Burwell, Yost, all that there, and then you have the entrance, on the south side going down towards,
So where are they parking? Somebody's property? Where-
yep. Well, we'll do a street view. There you go. So, but hey, look at that.
From July last year.
After the art. Oh, yeah, there. Take
Somebody-
that how you will.
Somebody's letting them work.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, I never printed this
Still
out.
not a-
Oh, it's not a commercial zone, so they cannot. And even those vehicles, just as an example,
We've never bought that property that they did.
no, they never, it was terrible.
Mm.
We've never done that.
You should
But-
sell it.
They can make a pretty penny on that property,
Yeah.
and they improved it pretty well too.
They could get a nice place that's owned properly.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so that's from July, so ignore that, that would have been helpful earlier. So that's initial complaint, scroll down there.
What's that?
Scroll down. Keep going, keep going, now that one, there we go, that one. So, this is an inspection that, was conducted by myself, and I was there as well with our, it was a training exercise for our land use technician, Lee. She was with me showing how to do the ropes of an inspection. So on that particular inspection, that vehicle is not legal. It is a commercial vehicle, but because it's a, dual axle, in the back, so he has 6 wheels, that is over a 1-ton capacity, so therefore it cannot be there. So keep on going. There's the tax bill again. There you go. So back in October, we sent an initial, notice. However, the notice and an inspection, we covered both of our bases here. And we even sent that via constable service. Keep going. Keep going.
And
Keep going. No, we're there.
This thing's
Keep
low.
going.
There you go.
So we sent that and we sent these here. Reason why I'm not showing you these, you'll see, yeah, you'll see, this gets fun, So I got a, reply from a Patrick, Sanchez. And that's this. So the email, I'm reaching out to you regarding as the active representative of the landlord on 17 Sable, like to be brought up to speed concerning the citations, didn't issue a citation. Blaming on the property on behalf of Yolanda, the owner, so we may correct the issues. Okay, so on, oh my gosh, I lost it. What day was that? No, there we go. Okay, perfect. So that was on October 20th. Some inexplicable reason, like, oh, I can probably tell you why. It's probably our email security suite is tuned up to the 9, so to the 9s. So if you don't have a legitimate looking email, spams it, which is a good thing for the city. So I did not get that initial email. I did not see that initial email when it came through. So flash forward to the 20th of November. Our director, Steve, got this from, the neighbors. And they had this big old attachment, I put it there, and Steve forwarded it to me. So. And Steve forwarded it to me, so I can have it for the record. As supplementing the original complaint, hang on there. Yeah. So the first photo is you can see all the painting trucks, that's pretty straightforward. The third photo, there, fourth photo. Yeah, there you go, fourth photo. Fourth photo shows at night, bunch of the vehicles parked there. And I think the fifth photo is, yep, during the day. Same thing. Another one at night,
Who took this?
the neighbor on the front, the first email there, send an email. And then that there was me, I printed out a Google shot to show. We accomplished that here when we did the aerial photo, so I was gonna print it out in case you need a reference, but we used the aerial photo.
These are no, I can't use these.
Yeah, not there, right? Fair enough. I would like to at least, submit the email as a, exhibit.
Yeah, it's the email in this picture.
Okay, fair enough.
Is this yours?
That is mine, yes. That's
I
mine.
didn't see it, David.
I did not print it, I just printed it out as a reference, it was just a reference material for this.
Well, I'm convinced there's they're parking here, so.
Alright, fair enough, we do have a few more photos, here to go with. So, finally, after Patrick called me, I went and looked at my spam folder, and via I found his email, so I reached back out to him. Basically saying, sorry, I was doing some research and, I found your email, my apologies. And I outlined what needed to be done.
Okay,
Keep going there. There, man, what, is
how
that
are we
very,
gonna get confirmed compliance?
I just have to keep doing inspections. But I may have an answer to that, though. I may have an answer to that. It's all about establishing the record here for folks, so. On January 25th, went out, I did that inspection, I will submit that as an exhibit. That's the back half of a large truck. And the next picture shows the front half of said large truck. So even though I wasn't on the property, it stretched far enough,
It should be-
stretched far enough I can get it. I got most of it, so I would submit that as an exhibit for evidence.
So you took these on January 25th. In the ordinary course of business, the ordinary course of business for you to do it, it's under the custody control the whole time.
That is correct, it is, yes,
So that's-
yes, to all of that. Okay, so, based on that. That's why I remember I said ignore the other notices. Sent a fresh notice of violation
Okay.
with constable service, again. And I am. And it was a boat service, but yet again, the occupant accepted. So I would request that the notice of violation was properly served.
So noted.
Fair enough. So February 6th, we're moving right along here. Got another representative of the property owner, this time the niece. Property owner. There's a few typos, you get the idea.
Okay.
Basically saying they received notice and, they understand they have to remove the vehicles. So on February 7th, the next day, I said, that's great. Could I do an inspection of the property? To, you know, I can come on out there, I can, you know, just look at the exterior of the property. And on February 7th again, was given the authority to do so.
Okay, great.
So since that time. That was on February 7th. Since that time, our office has conducted several inspections on the property. I'll submit. These here is all this information. This information is dated, from April 16th through, May 7th. And so basically the first thing I'll put out there, this is a photo that I took on April 16th of the property. There we go. Now you gotta go up a little bit. There you go. So you can see there is one van back there, that is probably in compliance. Probably being the keyword, because I didn't get a close look at it. I was probably on my way home. Next photo, or set of photos, like one kind of a separate exhibit, or
Let's move on.
yeah, put them all together. So two photos here from the 17th. 18th, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, 18th, sorry, you're right there, yes, there you go. Same truck, same van.
Where is this, this one?
That is, oh, no, so that, I'm sorry, that picture right there, that is just a wide shot of the street. Part of the claim was that they're, you know, they're parking all over the street.
Oh,
And I just put that, I wanted that in the file just to show that, is this claim founded? And then have the close up there. If you will.
okay.
And then. Lastly, I
Is
have,
this
sorry,
over capacity?
no, that van would probably, as in all likelihood, in all realistic likelihood, that is.
Okay, there's no painting trucks on the street.
Nope, no on the street.
They probably could do anyway.
They could, but that would enhance the fact that they are doing something that they may not be
Right.
doing. And the last thing I want to submit, this is actually from Tammy, our chief officer. Stating that she has a photo here that was taken on April 21st. That she took. And showing, again, the same van that's there, and was there in the other photos. And also on that email, scroll, other way there, right there, stop. Also connected to that email chain, our director, Steve, did inspections, on, December 5th and December 6th, 2023. Did not document any violations
But you're not showing me any violations either.
at that time, since. At minimum since April 16th, I don't know if there was something in the middle there. So we've already done the citation. The last thing I want to present, that's not in our presentation here. The property owner actually stopped in this morning. And I told her the issues that we were having. I said, at the moment, there is nothing we found, but the neighbors are quite insistent that something's going on. And I said, if there is, respectfully, stop. And that if, with your permission, I would like to, inspect again, to try and make sure that you're in compliance. And this is an email from the property owner, Yolanda.
Okay.
So, in summary, we, early on in the matter, we did document a violation. It says in recent history appears to have been resolved. I would like to have the file just remain open in order to verify that conditions remain in compliance. We do get, our director, as you said, has gotten follow-ups. We get inquiries about it. It's just one of those, this is one of those situations, given the history of the file itself, where there's smoke, there may be a little fire. So we want to make sure there is no fire before we close it.
Okay.
I'm not looking for any fines, I'm not looking for any, just looking to, if you agree, to keep the matter open and to inspect, especially seeing as the owner this morning basically gave the okay to do so.
Okay.
I'm trying to get this back to you.
Let me see if I can do this.
I'll see if I can do this.
Um,
That works.
Continue. Continue this.
Oh, let's do July. That'll give me 2 months to follow up. Hopefully we got enough evidence to close it at that point.
Okay, so didn't make a finding, I just said.
All right, that's fair.
Contact with the owner to inspect. And we'll continue to July. Any evidence.
Perfect. All right, it works for me. So very good. I'll take that all day. That and 16, 18. 7. Yeah, 7. Mm. Mm. Right, yep. Okay. Shocking that it may actually look like every now and again I know what I'm doing.
I'll let you play with your papers last.
You guys, in these situations, just hit pause on the bottom.
Done.
All right, sorry about the pause there, ladies and gentlemen, brief pause there. We had to pause for a moment. We had to pause for a moment. Technical error. So we have 4 items left. We're gonna take care of 2 at the same time here, because it's just gonna be easier that way. These are 145 and 143 West Norwalk. I am going to ask for an administrative continuance on these to kick to a future meeting. unfortunately will probably be January, not January, June 26th. I'll get it right sooner or later. Unfortunately, because, we did not receive a return on Constable Bondi's service. And we want to make sure people know their meetings, even though the state says we don't have to, we want to make sure that they know they are here. Also, depending on how things go, there may be a slight chance we may not see these. And we'll put them on to another hearing that the other deputy zoning inspector may handle. So, I'll put on the record that 143, 145 will not be heard today and will be continued to a future meeting, either May 29th or June 26th. So now that leaves us with two items. 13 Third Street and, 14 Third Street, 13 Harriet. And I am gonna let Ian, our new deputy zoning inspector, take the helm on these two, as he has to prep for his first hearings ever in 2 weeks. So he might as well get a feel on how we do these things. So, go ahead, I'll man the helm on the laptop and
Pretty evidence there.
yeah.
All right, hello, those watching, just to introduce myself formally, I'm Ian Hall, I'm the new deputy zoning inspector. No, this is my first time doing this, I'll be running my own meetings, shortly. So I'm just doing this as my first foray into doing this. And to those from watching from the Save Mohawk Facebook, hello, and feel free to criticize me in the comments. Okay, so, the first item that we'll start with, given to me from John, is the 13 Harriet Street.
That coming up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so I believe I'm handing this to you.
There it is. I'm not used to having two Zoom things open. It's always the little differences, like I closed the other Zoom thing down here. Like, see how it has two things up? I closed the other one. That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. You
Okay,
can do
so-
this how you feel is right.
Okay, I'll just give it
Cool.
to you.
Is planning and zoning meeting down here or upstairs?
I think it's upstairs, I
Okay, it doesn't
believe.
look like that door's open.
Yeah, I believe it's upstairs. Yeah,
Thank you, sorry.
you got it.
Thank you.
So I believe I'm handing this to you. The last decision form from March 20th, I believe.
Yep.
And here is the notice that we sent. So the notice citation, certificate of certified mail, and our constable service. So we notice.
Okay, I find this.
Yeah. Open a file, see. What are we doing here? 13 Harriet Street. Okay, so I'll just go briefly through the history. So, August 30th, 2022, I fire marshal forwarded us an assessment and inspection that they done for 13 Harriet. They saw it as a multi-family residence. On September 12th, same year, 2022, with the discussions from the fire marshal and research from zoning and building permits in the past, the deputy zoning inspector determined the property to be an illegal four-family.
There's a summary he produces.
I believe it's this one right here.
I think you have it in your hand. No, Ian does.
Oh,
Does it say May 15th up top?
this,
It should be attached to the,
this one says March.
no, let's. Yeah, it should be on there. And maybe I screwed you up.
Oh. Faster than through fire.
Is it under the, No, it's not there. Did I screw you over? I may have screwed you over there. Look at that, I'm already trying to sabotage you and you haven't even done one yet. I'm gonna make sure on this here real quick that, I actually did make a memo on this. I did. So you know, what? Let me, I'll print that out real quick.
Yeah.
I can do that real quick. I'm not sharing this, so folks at home can't see this. Thought I had one. Oh. And, all right, give me 2 seconds there.
something always has to go wrong the first time.
Right. The first time I did this, I came to watch. And the hearing officer didn't show up. You're on.
Wasn't a quick meeting.
No,
Oh, you had to run it.
you had to run it.
Wow. That's funny.
I'll help you out on this one, Larry, and I made 2 copies,
Okay,
one for you
thank you.
and one for you. Yeah, already told people on the bus, and
It happens or you? I will,
then, you don't have,
let's see how mine runs.
you don't have to do the whole thing over again.
Okay.
You could do. So for future reference on those,
Mhm.
I just memorize them because I write them.
Mhm.
The red stuff is the.
Red, okay, let's go with the red, 3rd page of this. So, on March 18th, this year, the deputy zoning inspector, John, inquired regarding the status of the application review. And he was informed that an approval would be possible by, the 25th of March. As of March 20th, this year, the hearing officer continued the matter to the May 15th today, hearing agenda. And kept the, $30,000 contingent fine in place. On April 30th this year, the deputy zoning inspector, John, asked the permitting officers about the progress of the zoning approval application. On May 6th, the permitting officers indicated that they're requesting clarification regarding the layout of the submitted plans. March 14th, yesterday, John met with the owner and the permitting officers to go over what is needed. And after discussion, John told the owner that an attempt would be made to get a zoning approval by May 15th. If that zoning approval happens, then the deputy zoning inspector informed the owner that he would not have to attend the hearings today. And that he would request an appropriate continuance to remove the tenants and complete the work or make tangible progress to completion. So, recommendation of staff. Is that what that becomes?
No.
We don't put the recommendations of the staff on the record.
Right.
Gotcha.
Alright, so the zoning approval issued, was it issued?
Well, seeing as I was the one that said, I guess I could testify for this brief part. It was not issued, simply because the deputy zoning inspector had several memos and presentations to do for his hearings today, so therefore,
And which deputy zoning inspector is that? Is he trying to throw you under? the
yes.
bus?
So I did review the plans, which actually are right under there. So right there, so he submitted 3 full sets. They are compliant plans. He even had one more note on there. When we met the other day, he threw another notation on there that I needed. So I'll put it this way, a zoning approval is very imminent. It will be issued in all likelihood unless something drastic happens by the end of the week, by either tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, good, okay. So what do you want to do?
I think the matter will be continued a few months. Let's bring it to the August hearing. Don't think that's filled up yet. That should be more than enough time for building permits to be issued, because after, as you know, after the zoning permits issued, it needs to go to the building department. And it also recommends that the fine just remain in place
Okay,
for the $30,000 contingents.
okay.
So the envelope there.
Oh. Well, to give this to you.
Now let's jump in for those at home that maybe want, but this is the property in question. Right. So. Is this not the property in question? Oops.
Send it to August when?
August, we have that as the 14th.
It's 14.
Believe that as well. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, violation continues, but substantial progress. Continued for the $30,000 remain. Continue to August 14th, need notice.
Can you leave this on top?
Well, you put that in there. No, you don't have to fold it, you just. No, you don't, there you go. There you go. And then just take everything from Gary there.
This is yours. This back.
I said, I've done this long enough where even though I've controlled chaos, I know what I'm doing. So in this case, just stack it all together and we'll organize it tomorrow.
You got it.
We're not here all night. We're already getting up over time.
Yeah,
Except for Gary.
That's right.
Supposed to get another bottle of water once we have.
Well, I figured you still had some left there, so you want to know, I mean, one of the things they give us a bunch of is, water cases, shockingly.
Area, so last but not least. 14 third.
That's what I wanted to get here. Okay, there.
Okay, so
Okay.
I believe I'm giving you this.
Yep.
This one says,
I didn't give you an extra one there, did I?
no, it's true.
So you gotta give that to Gary.
Yes, I'll give this to you and I will look on the screen after we go over notice. That's for 13
Yeah,
Harriet.
no, there he's got X out there, yes.
So that was the first time down last time?
Last time was the first time down this one, yes.
Okay.
You're sharing this? No, of course not. Why would I think why?
There you go.
I can't. I'm making a note on there on my yellow sheet there. Call IT about Adobe upgrade.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so are you showing me any?
Yes,
Well, hold on. You're not gonna show any notice.
Oh, yes,
Because
there
of
was
oral
no-
notice. So there is no notice.
I understand, I'm just sure. Are you showing me any of these things that have been
Yeah.
submitted?
Oh, yeah.
Plans of proposed alterations and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
so looks like we have,
I remember starting the last time we were here. 'Cause you gotta establish a record.
right, so that was. Oh, the March 20th was the last time we were here. Looks like oral notice continued till today. Must have progress or to resolute by today.
This
And
is sent to owner of record, so now. So you match up what's on the screen
So-
to that there, and that's what you get.
March 21st, communication between Mr. Hayducky and I believe this is the owner,
That would be the counsel for the owner.
counsel for the owner.
It's a long, you can give.
Pretty long-winded.
Attorney Overs is used to me being long-winded on my emails. You can make it through all the jargon to meet what's there.
That's from March, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one, there you go.
I remember the technical issues.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, that was from that, okay, now it's flipping.
Okay, so is your opinion there was substantial progress?
Due to the permit I'm holding in my hand, yes, I do believe that there is substantial progress. There's
I'll
future
scroll down, I'll
communication,
scroll down.
from April 9th, 10th, and the 24th from John and the attorney representing the homeowner, and it looks like in May, this month, May 1st, they got approval from us to revert a 6-family residence to a 2-family residence. This was signed and approved by us May first, they paid for the permit. In May sixth, and looks like they already have received their building permit. And this building permit was issued the 9th, so just last week. So both building and a plumbing permit to do all the work. So yes, it is my opinion that they have been substantial progress.
Okay, well, that was what we requested, so. Let's see.
And as a follow-up thing, as I was emailing, I did contact the property owner. Their plumber is expected to start work, this weekend, early next week, so everything goes according to plan. I may be able to get out there for an inspection with the building department, maybe, just maybe within the next 2 weeks. Maybe, big maybe.
Believe this is yours?
That's mine,
Yes.
and you have this. This is yours. Yeah, it's all yours now.
Believe so, yes. So we do recommend that the matter be, we do recommend that I stop jumping the gun.
Yeah, you should give that to Gary.
Okay.
You should give that to Gary.
Oh. I'll totally give this
I'll
back.
explain why later.
Okay.
That's the,
I read that.
you're right, oh, good,
Yeah.
yeah.
Violation found. Substantial. Progress. Made. No from. This time. Opinion. Two.
I think July 24th would be a good day for it, give them some time to work on that.
2024. You notice.
That's why I bring all the enforcement hearings.
Gotcha. I'm on this.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Notice continued to 7/24. Okay, I believe that is it. Thank you. Looking at this.
All right, everybody, I think we did enough throwing Ian to the wolves for now. We'll let him jump into the Shark Tank in 2 weeks. So just so as also Attorney Oberst is aware, apparently Attorney Maslin has been sworn in.
Oh, good.
So we do have officials, apparently, has been sworn in. And so his first hearings are on the 29th. So
We off the record then?
no, I'm just letting people know that we do have a second hearing officer. So we hopefully be getting more items through the hearing process now that we have, another deputy zoning inspector and another, hearing officer. So everybody will see Ian at the helm in 2 weeks. I will be here to help for a meeting. And after that, you are on your own.
Watch out, Noah.
They just can't afford me. Anyway. So with that, the next time you will see Attorney Oberst is June 26th. See everybody then.